Thanks, Craig. Oscars last night, 97th annual Oscars. And Conan hosted, and we're going to talk more about Conan's hosting job at 8:15 today and review some audio from it. But it starts off with the montage of Loving L.A. from various movies. You know, that's kind of the opening piece they do. And then Ariana Grande comes out and lip syncs to Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And
you don't know that.
Which is probably one of my favorite songs of all time. That is such a fantastic song.
We can do that right here if you want, because I've got that and that song. I'm right there with you. I don't know what it is about this song. Maybe it's from watching Wizard of Oz as a kid, but I just think... I thought her performance, be it live or previously
pre-taped,
recorded or whatever, I thought it was beautiful. Yeah, and this song always gets me.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high.
It's a very hopeful song, but at the same time, it's sad.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's just moving.
Yeah.
That I've heard of once in a lullaby.
And she does have a great voice. Fantastic voice.
There were people in the audience tearing up.
Yeah. Now, okay, you can bring it back down. She does do the one thing that annoys you a lot and annoys me a lot too, the tapping of the mic with the ring and pinky finger as you're singing.
Yeah. But that was so pretty last night, I didn't even...
What causes that to happen, and who started that? Was that
Underwood.
A Mariah... What's that?
Carrie Underwood.
Was it her that started
maybe.
it?
Or maybe it was Mariah Carey. I don't know.
I remember Carrie's the first one I remember us talking about doing that.
Yeah.
Just over-tapping the mic.
She's a big tapper.
She's also... Ariana Grande is also the fakest person I've ever seen.
Nice performance.
You are fake news.
She's always standing up with the watery puppy dog eyes, just wishing the best for every other human. And it just seems like it's a bunch.
She really does.
She looks like some humanoid robot trying to run the compassion and humility program.
I've always thought that about her until I saw her host SNL, and she was great. And
she was great
normal
in that.
And funny. And
she's incredibly funny and was funny on the shows that she used to do on Nickelodeon or whatever. She's a funny actress.
But you're right. Last night, she looked like that in every setting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she really hopes for puppies and rainbows for everybody.
What did you think about Nick Offerman being the announcer guy?
I liked him.
Which, by the way, I think is probably the hardest job up there that people don't realize. When you're that announcer dude and you have that 180-page script that you have to get every one of those sound cues just right, that's a lot of work.
It's like Cactus and Deddy at Ticket Stock.
Not exactly, but yes, I see what you're going for. But being Nick Offerman, everything he said always sounds like an advertisement for a down-home barbecue restaurant.
Yeah, he's got a great voice.
And you know where that voice is from?
Where?
Illinois.
Huh.
Like I was expecting to read, he grew up in Texas or
like Chicago area or down southern
I don't
part
know.
of the state.
I don't know which part of Illinois he's from, but yeah, he just doesn't sound real Illinois to me. Worst acceptance speeches. Well, first we'll start off with favorite, because we had a great one that was right up at the front of the show, which was Kieran Culkin's acceptance speech and the story he told about his wife. Said when he won, I guess it was an Emmy, she said before he won that Emmy that, hey, if you win this, we'll have a third child. And he won it. And then she said, well, I'll tell you what, if you win an Oscar, then I'll not only give you a third child, but also a fourth child. And then, of course, he won the Oscar and everything, and he called her on it right then, and he had saved it. He'd been waiting to bring it up with her again until that very moment, so he surprised her with remembering that conversation that they had had.
That was great, and her reaction was great, because when he said, do you remember that? And she goes, yeah. She mouthed, yes, I do. I did say that. And he called her ye of little faith.
Then I thought
Did y'all see A Real Pain?
No, have not.
It's good.
And
he's really good in it.
I do want to watch these movies now. It was a great advertisement for the film industry because now I want to see this Anora, which just cleaned up.
We watched it this weekend. I know we're going to talk about it at 8:15. I can't wait to talk about this movie.
Yeah.
But
same thing.
So Kieran Culkin wins, and I thought it was kind of horrible the way they showed. Jeremy Strong just makes me tense. He's known as like the most intense actor in Hollywood, and he's one of those Christian Bale types, that and he was up against Kieran Culkin, who they're both brothers on Succession, but of course Jeremy loses, and they show him afterwards, and he did not look happy.
He looked so pissed.
I know it. And he had to sit there the rest of the night after he loses the first award or whatever given, and then he has to sit for the rest of the night. Now, worst acceptance speeches. The Latvian team that won for the short animated film, and they got out there, and she tried to do it from memory. Now, English wasn't their first language, but she's trying to do it from memory. He's getting out his phone where they have their script. She botches it so bad that he starts over from the very beginning, reading it off his phone.
She better get on board. The official language in the United States is English,
okay,
bro.
Dude, just facts. Take a step back, and then we need to stop giving Adrian Brody any awards because his acceptance speeches are intolerable.
Is the movie just so moving that he has to talk like that?
I don't get it. I don't know why. He gets out there and he's given this speech. It's going on way too long. They start playing the music, and he's taking control of this. Oscar,
been here
no
before.
way. I've been here before. Stop the music right now. I'm going to say this. I'll now make it brief. And then he goes into something that needed to be edited so bad and pared down. He just starts wandering, meandering in thought, and it was horrible. I thought that he was saying, hey, stop the music, because this was going to be his home run moment. This is when he was going to say the thing that was really going to move us and pull all this together.
And I guess at the very end, he called for everyone to be nice to each other.
But he went on forever.
I know, it was intolerable.
They ought to do like they do in presidential debates. Tell every one of them, you're going to have 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And
the mic goes off.
At 3 minutes and 1 second, the mic turns off.
Yeah.
I wish the orchestra would have kept playing and they just cut his mic and off the commercial. Sorry. We gave you flipping 8 minutes.
You can't do that. Everyone would be way too pissed.
We'll get over it.
Best presenters. I thought Ben Stiller's bit was funny when the stage won't go all the way up when it's... So he had to...
It was funny.
Yeah, so that's pretty funny. Worst presenters. I thought they got off to a bad start with one of the funniest actors there is, one of the greatest actors we have, Robert Downey Jr. He was so scattered in his presentation. It was just bad. He's messing up words on the cue cards. He just got up there and really half-assed it, which God bless him. God bless him. Goldie Hawn, a little bit of a rough ride there.
Was she tipsy?
I think
no, but how old is she now?
Oh, I think she may be close to 80.
Yeah.
What? Why are you making that face?
Holding up pretty well for close to 80.
Gordon's correct. She's 79.
See many grandmas walking around looking like that?
She's had massive work done.
Yeah, I figured you'd be tearing her apart
today. The way
today.
you police Meg Ryan, I figured you'd be policing her.
Yeah.
Police?
Yeah, you rip Meg Ryan up one side and down the other.
Goldie doesn't look like Goldie anymore.
No, but
what?
Robot Goldie looks pretty good.
Robot Goldie.
Hey now.
Did you like seeing Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal out there?
Yeah, I did.
See?
What?
See?
Inconsistent George. I cannot keep this straight. In appearance, and I know we shouldn't talk about appearance, but if we did talk about appearance, these are some of the things we might say, is that I thought Halle Berry won the best-looking person in the most cool dress. I love the mirror dress.
Yeah, she looked amazing.
Zoe Saldana wins the best-looking person in the ugliest dress. That was weird. I don't know what she was wearing, but it was 12 different kinds of mistake in some people's opinions that I saw online. I loved it. I loved it. I just saw online that people had opinions about it.
What'd you think of her acceptance speech? I thought it was pretty over the top emotion. I never can tell with an actor if that's real.
Yeah, or whether or not they're acting.
I mean, yeah, it was way over the top,
She wins the award and then gets up on stage screaming "Mommy."
Yeah. I thought that was
That's
so
what I would
strange.
do. That'd be the first 4 words of my acceptance speech.
And best looking couple, I think, went to Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner.
Yeah, it was a great banana.
And I'm not
suit
even
he had
factoring Timothy Chalamet into the best looking couple.
Is that
part.
who that was? I didn't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Kylie Jenner.
Yeah, she's quite attractive.
And whoa.
You just called her best looking couple.
Yeah, that's
and
different than
only that
attractive.
half of the couple. So I'm assuming you think she's attractive too.
Well, she just... I like the camera shots of her.
By the way, I saw the Dylan movie over the weekend, too.
And?
Thumbs up.
Timothy Chalamet overrated? Are we allowed to say anything about that?
I don't know. I thought I was I
like him
15
fine.
15 minutes in, I felt like I was watching Bob Dylan.
The In Memoriam segment, I forgot how many famous people we lost this year. David Lynch, Maggie Smith, James Earl Jones, Donald Sutherland, Terry Garr, Shelley Duvall, Bob Newhart, John Amos, Emmett Walsh, the guy from Fletch and Blood Simple, and Carl Weathers.
The great Carl Weathers.
Ticket's own Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
He was in studio with us, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah. I don't like they botched it again, though. I swear I need to be the one that orchestrates In Memoriam. The first 5, 6, 7 names, they were so small on the screen you could barely read their name, and then you couldn't read what they did. And I don't understand it. They can't ever get it right.
They left out some important people. That Michelle Trachtenberg, which I'm not familiar with her, Gossip Girl.
Last week.
Yeah. Tony Roberts from Annie Hall. He's died. Linda Lavin.
Fighting Irish, wasn't he?
Linda
Tony
Lavin, who was
Roberts?
a bingo for George for quite a while. TV's Alice. Mitzi Gaynor. Martin Mull.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he should have been in there.
Morgan Spurlock from Super Size Me.
Huh.
So they left all those people out.
How do they make that decision?
I don't know.
Tony Todd from the Candyman films.
Yeah, so they always make a mistake. They always leave people out. Why is that?
I don't know.
And once again, when they're including a costume designer from the 1950s.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I mean,
I need to be in charge of In Memoriam. And Gene Hackman, I was wondering what they were going to do, and they gave him 2 mentions. Morgan Freeman came out and eulogized him, and then Hackman was the last face on the In Memoriam.
So the Emilia Perez movie, I guess, only got 1 award, and that was Zoe Saldana's award for Best Supporting Actress.
I thought it won song. It won song.
Did it? Okay, yeah. Well, there you go. It didn't get shut out.
Well, music.
But Conan did mention the controversy of Carla Sofia Gasson tweeting out negative things about Muslims and some other racist stuff. And he mentioned it in the monologue while she's there and the camera cuts to her.
And she acted like she didn't understand it.
Right. And I thought it was a little bit tense because, like, that movie, Emilia Perez, I think was produced by Netflix, which has become kind of the biggest studio producing movies these days. Yeah. And then the guy who won for Honora, that same director that got out there 4
Bob
times.
Saget lookalike?
Well, he doesn't go by that.
No.
But in his big speech, it was about how we need to save movie theaters, and we'll talk about this more at 8:15 because Conan had a funny bit about it.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, I took it as a backhand slam against streaming. And yet he does it with his best director speech, I think it was, about how we need to go to movie theaters and bring back this and save the movie industry for the big screen and not all this streaming crap Meanwhile, Netflix is out there nominated for a bunch of awards and everything. They had to be lowering their pennant about how, yay, we're glad we're in movies right now. And Wicked only won for costume design, and what else did they win for?
Best Witch.
I thought Wicked didn't do as well as...
Yeah.
At one time we thought, oh, this is going to sweep everything because look at the beautiful friendship between the two stars and the...
They didn't have enough doing it. That's what won.
Doing it?
Yeah.
What is doing it?
Honora.
What do you mean? Oh,
there's a lot of sex in that movie.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of sex in that movie.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so at 8:15, we'll take a listen to some of Conan stuff and give a thumbs up or thumbs down to Conan.
Yes. Someone's going to have to explain Conan to me at 8:15, okay?
Oh, explaining to you?
No, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
Man.
Someone
Users will be torn apart by arguments.
I understand that I'm wrong in this, okay? I just want to get ahead of it. I know I'm wrong.
Right.
But somebody's got to explain him to me.
All right.
All right.
I started seeing tweets and videos of the downtown Dallas Convention Center being evacuated over the weekend. It's like, what incident's going on over there? All these people fleeing the convention center? Turns out there's a big event. Of course, they've been holding it here, I think, for like 30 years, the big national cheerleading competition, the All-Star National Championship by the National Cheerleaders Association. It's a 3-day event, and there was a fight that erupted there, and a loud noise was heard, and that sent people fleeing because they thought there was a mass shooting that was starting.
Wow.
And so everyone's rushing towards the exits. Now, it turns out it was the crash of poles that were knocked to the ground in the chaos, and that triggered the stampede of people to get out of there. Now, the fight that started this whole thing was between two adults. There was no active shooter. But 10 people had to go to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, but the injuries ranged from bruises and scrapes to extremity fractures.
Your kid is in a cheerleading competition, a national cheerleading competition, and you get in a fight.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens.
Parents ruin everything.
They think that they may have broken the attendance record this year. More than 1,700 teams, 30,000 athletes competing in this.
Plus their parents are, did I hear this at over 55,000 people?
3,700 coaches. Yeah, from 43 states, 9 countries all came to Dallas for this competition. I know it. Cheerleading is amazing.
Yeah.
They've really kicked it up a notch from when we were kids.
Yeah. They've come a long way from 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits a dollar.
Was that ever a cheer?
All for Arl Turner, stand up and holler.
Okay, that kind of cheerleading to me is kind of spare.
Did you guys have this? We got spirit. Yes, we do. We got spirit. How about you?
We got spirit. How about you? We got spirit. How about you? Or
yeah, we ramped it up a little bit at Turner. Yay!
I don't know about that.
Ooh, do you think you're good? Ooh, we know we're good. Ooh, do you think you're sexy? Ooh, we know we're sexy.
This is a Will Ferrell, Sherry O'Terry routine now.
I'm just telling you, those were some of our cheers back in high school.
Sounds like you did ramp it up.
Oh, yeah.
Now, next year, the Dallas Convention Center is being renovated, so they're going to move this thing to Houston, the Toyota Center.
Hooda, 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 who do you think you are? Lions. Hooda, 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 who do you think you are? Lions.
These are all horrible. They don't get me excited
Lions
about
is
our
our name,
football.
and winning is our game. Who?
Why do you know all these? Were you a cheerleader?
No, because we were into it. We supported our school.
Huh.
Meanwhile, in the background of all of that, touchdown Brian Adams. They now lead 52-7.
None of the cheerleaders know what's going on.
I'm talking about spirit, not on-field results.
This is what's weird to me, is I would figure you, the sports guy, would be paying attention to the sport so much that's going on the field. You wouldn't know the cheers.
Pep rallies were real to me back then. They were fun. The juniors going to win this week, or sophomores? Who's going to win?
Pep rallies never got people's pep up. It was just great to get out of class.
I can't help it. You were a burnout in high school and didn't go to the pep rallies.
Don't attack me.
I'm talking to you, Gordon. That's all right.
They would always have like the worst mic system going at a pep rally.
He was worried about that. No, ours was fine. Our PA system was fine in that R.L. Turner gym.
Anyway, congrats to all those cheerleaders that evacuated successfully. That sounded more vulgar than I wanted it to, but you get the point. They left the convention center.
It's cold in
Still
here.
Going.
There must be a Bronco in the atmosphere. Ooh, it's cold in here. There must be a Bronco in the atmosphere.
How do you know all this?
Ice, ice, ice. O-E, O-E, O-E. Ice, ice, ice.
Who are the Broncos?
That was my kids' junior high team.
Oh.
All right, this month, look for your tap water to smell differently. Different to smell different.
Yeah, I wonder about this.
The difference is caused by the absence of ammonia in the disinfectant that they're using to treat the system. This goes on when they switch over from winter water to summer, spring water. Mm-hmm. And to prevent bacteria, I guess they take out the ammonia to prep the pipes. So throughout the month of March, you may notice that your tap water smells a little bit more chlorine-y.
Yeah, they're putting in more chlorine?
No, I think it's just the absence of ammonia makes the chlorine smell more prominent. But I'm not sure.
I heard if it tastes like pool water, you're supposed to put a wedge of lemon in there to make it taste better.
That, or they also recommend that if you're taking a bath and it smells real chlorine-y, you can crunch up a vitamin C tablet in your bath water.
Huh.
And that's supposed to do something.
All right.
It's a little weird. The tap water here, I remember when I moved here before junior high.
I didn't think the tap water here was good either.
I thought this was the worst tasting water I'd ever had in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It tasted like dirt.
Yes.
And once again, no offense, but I don't know whether it was algae bloom we were experiencing or what, but it was just horrible. It was
Did you move here in the summer?
Oh, it was just cemetery water. It was so gross.
We had that thought we'd come down 5 times a year to visit my relatives in Lancaster, and we always talked about the Lancaster water, how awful it was.
Yeah. And what scares me is now I don't taste the dirt in it anymore. Does that mean I've become institutionalized?
Yes.
They've gaslit me to think that this is proper tasting water. I don't know. The change lasts to the end of March, and they say it happens every year. Craig's little hero, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.
Why'd you assign
calling him my little hero?
Always promoting him. And hey, man, you followed him yet on Instagram?
I do not like that man. I do not like Mr. Dan.
He is introducing, I guess, working with the legislature to introduce what do you call this? A resolution to change the name of the New York Strip to the Texas Strip.
Oh my God.
What?
God. We waste so much time in politics.
Let's see. We are 43rd in education, and I'll tell you what. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to change the name of the state.
Texas Strip in every school.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says, quote, liberal New York. Let him finish. Liberal New York shouldn't get the credit for our hardworking ranchers. We promote the Texas brand on everything made or grown in Texas because it benefits our economy and our jobs. And he says, Texas leads the nation with 12.2 million cattle, and it's only fair if it is called the Texas Strip, not the New York Strip, because that's too liberal.
All he's trying to do here is get Trump's attention and get a pat on the back from Trump. Good. Oh, Trump renamed the Gulf of Mexico? Okay, I'm going to rename something, so maybe he'll like me.
And it's the New York Strip. It should be.
Get all the cards. All the cards. Charizard.
Reverse Uno.
Will you guys respect that change? If the rest of the country agrees,
I don't care.
Why don't we put it to a nationwide vote?
Wait a minute. I thought we were about freedom here, And if a restaurant wants to call it a New York strip, why can't they call it that?
You know how that freedom business works. It's
no,
unless it's something I disagree
it's supposed
with.
to be about freedom.
Well,
I don't need the government telling me what to call my steak.
Okay. You know that the world runs on BS, George. Why are you just now figuring this out? 8 men were arrested in a drug crackdown. They were gang members. They were gang members of the 42 Oakland Crips street gang. And allegedly, I'll throw that in there. And when they were arrested, agents seized more than a dozen firearms, multiple kilos of drugs, and tens of thousands of dollars in cash believed to be drug proceeds. And a live alligator.
Whoa.
These guys.
Why do drug lords have crazy animals?
Because it's kick-ass. It's badass when you have like a live tiger and an alligator living in your drug living room.
By the way, do you think the Russian dude in the Nora went hard in his party life?
Which one? Oh, the main character.
Guy, you've got to
21-year-old.
That.
It's ridiculous.
How hard he goes. It's
ridiculous.
Russian Chris.
It's unbelievable.
Were y'all surprised that the Honora swept these awards like this?
No,
it had all the buzz. That's why I tried to watch it beforehand.
And I was shocked when the guy said they made it for $6 million. That was so cheap to make a movie.
Independent film.
We watched Honora over the weekend. We have HSOs at 8:15 in our big Oscars segment. But
that's got to be defeating for like Dune and Wicked that spend like $500 billion.
They did not spend it
with all their special effects.
But one of the big
asses handed to them.
One of the big reasons I watched is because I'd heard it was going to clean up at the Oscars, and it did.
They took this drug alligator to the Dallas Zoo.
Oh,
is that a good idea? You have all these animals playing at the Dallas Zoo, and this alligator comes in, and he's all, "Hey, man, oh, God. Hey, you want something? You need a little pick-me-up? Oh, yeah!" Do we have the cocaine story in there that the alligator may tell?
Okay, kids, we're going to hear a story from Wally the alligator. He moved here from California.
Let's hear him.
And he's going to tell us.
Oh, God. What we got to do is we got to get all these boats and we got to outfit them with lasers. And what we're going to do, we got to get them on every lake. We'll have them on every lake. It'll be like 10,000 of them on each lake. And, oh, gosh. And then we'll have these dogs. We'll put the dogs on there. And what we'll do is the dogs shoot the lasers.
Gordon Keith.
Gosh. Gene Hackman certainly is still dead. But the last event recorded on his pacemaker was February 17th. And they say it was DVRing an old Judge Judy. That was the last activity.
They couldn't tell that.
I thought that was the last thing recorded. I'm sorry.
It's kind of a bingo for you, too.
What? Judge Judy?
Yeah, you bring her up.
I don't know about that. So that means that he was probably dead 9 days before they found him. And their bodies tested negative for the carbon monoxide. So the suspicion grows stronger right now as to what happened.
Did you see, I think it was Randy Quaid, who's kind of lost his marbles.
Kind of.
He tweeted this weekend that they were murdered.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And that it's a cover-up.
Oh, jeez.
How did Randy Quaid get so out there?
I don't know.
Probably doing the same thing the alligator was doing.
You think?
I guess.
Remember that video that Randy Quaid released on social media of he and his wife having Grex while wearing I think they were both wearing Richard Nixon masks.
That's what kicked off Clown World. Was that?
Yes. I don't get it. And this woman in the Philippines, she had a friend over, and her friend was looking at her prayer space inside her home there, and the little idol of Buddha that was the center of her prayer space, altar. The friend looks at it and goes, "Huh, where'd you get that statue of Buddha?" "Oh, I got it at the store. It's been very beloved to me for the past 4 years. Been the center of my altar and everything. So you've been praying to this thing every day." And the friend points out, "You know that's a little statue of Shrek, don't you?"
Wait, what?
She had been praying to Shrek.
No way.
For 4 years.
Big goofy face looking back at her,
yes.
the weird ears.
It was green, and he was kind of seated in, big-bellied Buddha fashion, but it's Shrek's head. How'd she miss that?
Shrek.
Birthdays today. Miranda Richardson is 62.
Miranda.
From the Harry Potter films and The Crying Game. And also Steve's love interest in Sex and the City.
Miranda.
Tone Loc is 54.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I always liked his voice. Julie Bowen, 50.
Modern Family.
She's the wife, Phil's wife.
She's Claire. Yeah, Phil's wife.
Funny.
Yeah, I like her. She's funny. Jessica Biel, 38. From the A-Team and
Seventh Heaven. Tonight on an all-new Seventh Heaven.
Johnny Moore, 67.
The Spurs great, the Longhorn great.
He's a former Spurs PG.
Point guard. He led the league in assists in 81 or 82.
Did he have a quadruple double? What Spurs had a quadruple
heart
double?
surgery?
I think David Robinson and maybe Larry Keenan.
Okay.
Did Johnny Moore have a quadruple double? I know he had desert fever. That ended his career pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, this next person I thought would pass away. Jackie Joyner Kersey.
No, she's still alive.
She's 63. Who's the runner that passed away? Oh, yeah, okay.
Flojo.
Florence Joyner This is Jack
Kersey.
Joe.
Yeah.
Herschel Walker, 63.
Number 34.
No, 63.
Brought, you could arguably say he brought 3 Super Bowls to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Errol Spence Jr., 35.
Ticket's own. Had him in studio.
Didn't he lose all of his arms in 5 car accidents?
You unfortunately went on the air with that, but no.
He had a bad one, though.
Jason Tatum is 27.
Just got a ring.
You up to date, my friend?
Okay, that's Muse. Good morning. It's 8:15 on the ticket, Monday morning with the Musers. It's March 3rd. And last night, we had the 97th Academy Awards. The Oscars were handed out on ABC. And I sat down and watched them. My wife and I, in advance of the Oscars over the weekend, watched Anora and Substance, the Demi Moore movie, just to get ready because we had heard that those 2 movies were going to win a lot, and Anora certainly did.
Boy, it did. Yeah, I watched that and A Complete Unknown.
Okay.
The Dylan movie, which I recommend. We'll talk about Anora and its 5 Oscars that were won last night here in just a second. We'll start off with Conan O'Brien. We've been reviewing whoever hosts these for the last 3 decades or so, and it seems like most of the time it's, it was okay, or in the case of somebody like Billy Crystal, I think Jimmy Kimmel has had the response of, oh, yeah, I did a great job. On Conan, this show is very divided. Our show is divided on Conan. Gordo and I like Conan, think he's funny, like the show. I understand why you're not a huge fan in his nervous delivery, and I think he got some of that last night. We'll hear some of the monologue here in just a second. And I thought the thing that I could see why it'd get on your nerves. It seems like for every phrase that he had, he would have a nervous reaction to the crowd's reaction.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just think... Now, he's not the all-time worst Oscars host. I think that was the year that James Franco and Anne Hathaway co-hosted. That was the biggest disaster ever. But I just did not... let me say this. I know I'm wrong here. I know I'm in the minority. I get it. I hate myself for this opinion.
No, you shouldn't.
But
if you don't think he's funny.
This is my take on Conan. I think he's extremely funny. I think he's really smart and funny and bright. and he
great
started
comedic mind.
Yes, great comedic mind, and he's a great writer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how his career started. He's a great writer. And somehow he got thrust in front of the camera, and he's never been comfortable for me to watch. And last night was vintage Conan in that he was nervous, he was messing up, he kept flubbing his lines, he kept screaming for some reason, shorting out the mic. Every time one of his jokes didn't go quite over, he would have some comment about it. His hair kept falling down in front of his face. He was just... I just thought he was a very poor choice to be an Oscars host.
Well, maybe so, but compared to all these other hosts we've had over the last decade or so, I think he did fine. I think he kept it moving. I think he did have funny moments, and it is, I guess, a personal preference thing. To me, that's always been part of the funniness of Conan, is his disheveled presentation where his hair is out of place and he's nervous, and it works for me. I just think of a guy who's up there, and I don't know if he does it for effect or if it's just very natural that he really is that nervous, or if he just tries to present that way. It doesn't bother me, and to me it just adds to his, what I think are funny lines.
Like, I think Kimmel's way better. Way better at this.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I would say they're pretty equal footing.
I think Kimmel's so much smoother.
I think Conan's a funnier guy than Kimmel.
He may be, but Kimmel's a better host. Like, I'm from the school of Carson, Crystal, Steve Martin, those guys that just have total command.
Yeah.
And they're not flubbing all their lines.
Okay, here's the middle ground for you. I'm with you. I agree with you. Conan is a great comedic mind, and he's incredibly funny. And like you, Giorgio, I enjoy Conan. Mm-hmm. But I certainly see the criticism of that his nervous twitchiness can get irritating if you're not in the right mood, you know? And he certainly is not a very smooth broadcaster. And one of the things that kind of drives me crazy about Conan is that his delivery of jokes has never quite gotten better. I mean, like, he's the same as he's always been. He always delivers the setup line and then says it. And then, yeah. And the next thing is this thing.
Right.
And he does the exact same way, and he's never quite ironed that out to me, the way he does the, yeah.
That was out there a lot last night.
Yes.
But I can remember back when he was doing his show, I was one of those who would laugh after he threw out a joke that didn't go over well, and then he would adjust himself in a suit and kind of squirm around.
Yes, it was funny.
Fix his hair. Wipe the sweat off his brow. And
his old show was very funny and inventive. And that's the bear.
That's my only disappointment last night, is that we didn't have the bear nervously sitting in the audience, and like, you had the great idea of what he could have said to him.
He should have said, and some of my old friends are here. And once again, I apologize for this language, but Conan used to have a character called the Masturbating Bear, who would come on screen, and he's always handling up on himself, wearing the diaper and working it. But he could have said, we got the bear sitting here in the audience, and there's the bear wearing the diaper, waving everything. And Conan just says, and please, this is the Oscars, on your best behavior. If you feel like you have to do anything, Masturbating Bear, please leave. And the Masturbating Bear gets up and then walks out.
That would have been
the music starts up as he starts walking briskly up the aisle, and then has to run the last few meters.
That would have been
he's about to do something bad to himself.
Funnier than the Adam Sandler bit.
Yeah, what was with the Adam Sandler bit?
Okay, that didn't go over real well.
No. And I think a lot of that was on Adam, but it looked like it was Conan's idea.
Boy, and Adam had to do the voice that you always make fun of, too. Oh, I'm just sitting out here in the audience and...
Crazy prospector voice.
Kind of. All right, well, let's hear some of Conan O'Brien's fine work.
Yes,
Give it a
good
listen
answer.
See how he does here.
A complete unknown. A real pain. Nosferatu. These are just some of the names I was called on the red carpet.
What's wrong with that?
Craig's not laughing.
Neither are you.
No, I'm smiling.
You're not laughing.
We're here to celebrate the movie industry. What a year for the movie industry. Netflix leads all studios with an impressive 18, count them 18, price increases.
That's funny. Yes. I laughed at that.
And I think they can beat that next year. And how about those ladies, Ariana and Cynthia? Weren't they amazing? They were incredible. Wicked is nominated tonight in 10 categories. Yeah. It's the perfect movie for anyone who's ever finished watching The Wizard of Oz and thought, sure, but where did all the minor characters go to college?
Great joke. I love that joke.
That's the story.
I shouldn't have added that, but okay.
I love The Brutalist. I really did. I love The Brutalist.
Yeah.
Brutalist also received 10 nominations. Yeah. No, I love The Brutalist. I really did. I didn't want it to end, and luckily it didn't. Conclave. I'm a Catholic boy. I love Conclave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Movie Conclave is nominated for Best Picture tonight. If you haven't seen Conclave, its logline is, a movie about the Catholic Church, but don't worry.
That was a funny joke.
I thought it was funny.
You got to hold on that one and just wait, And then it comes rolling back at you.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Not a lot of reaction.
I mean, there were a couple funny lines, a couple funny...
He did fine. Those are never
I don't want to spend...
funny.
There's so much more to get to. I don't want to spend the whole segment on Conan. We've already probably spent too much time on Conan.
He was the host.
The worst moments were the ad-lib moments, coming back from break and all of that. He had his...
Which Billy Crystal was always really good at.
Yeah, he had his monologue rehearsed fairly well there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the rest of the show that was such a wild ride. And
how about when he came out
screaming.
and said, okay, we officially reached the halfway point of the show, otherwise known as the point of the show where Kendrick Lamar comes out and calls Drake a pedophile. God, that joke went hard.
Yeah.
He did a musical number. I thought he did fine. Okay, so the movie that took just about everything home was Anora. And like you, Junior, heard all the hype, thought, all right, I kind of panic watched 2 movies to get ready for, I didn't watch all 10, but at least wanted to get 2 out of the way, and a real pain I've seen. So 3 movies I saw out of the 10.
Pretty good, 30%.
30%. That's probably a lot of America as well, but Anora took home 5 Oscars. I can't believe that Gordo has not seen this because of the subject matter. Independent movie made for $6 million, pretty remarkable. And it's about a stripper who falls in love with the son of a rich Russian
oligarch.
And you need to watch it just for the character Ivan, who is wheels off. He is the Russian Chris partier, and he goes really hard. Their love story,
quote unquote,
in quotation marks. The thing about the movie is it's borderline pornography. I mean, sex scenes, which
sounds like my kind of movie.
We've talked about over the last couple of years. The sex scenes have kind of gone away from a lot of R-rated movies.
Yeah,
but it's, I don't know. What do you think, Junior? 40% of this movie?
So it's 2 hours and 20 minutes long, and I almost turned it off after 30 or 40 minutes because the first 30 to 40 minutes I found very tedious, and it's nothing but sex scenes, lap dancing, Vegas scenes, bottle service, party, nonstop, drunk, hangover, nonstop. And it got tiring to me after a while.
Yeah, usually something that has a lot of sex scenes, I last maybe 5 minutes and then I have to turn it off and then just be disgusted with myself.
Can't believe you actually did that.
Then the middle
I'm
part
laying in a puddle of my own shame.
All right.
Gosh. Then the middle part of the movie rolls around and it got great. And the middle part of the movie is the part of the movie that is the comedy. It's a comedy drama.
Yeah.
For the first 40 minutes, it's not really funny at all. Then it gets really funny, Keystone Cops-ish, with the Armenian mob who are in charge of babysitting Ivan.
And they've about had it with Ivan.
They've had it with him, and they've had it with her, Mikey Madison, who won Best Actress last night. She's the star of the movie. She's phenomenal in the movie. And then the movie gets really good from there on out.
That scene at the house I thought was Yeah,
It's great.
And what, in addition to the sex, which actually carried me through the movie, I thought the character Ivan was just hilarious. It was just cartoonish how hard he would go as a partier with booze, cocaine, whatever. He was always smoking, he was always drinking, and he was all about the party, and his throttle was so far down.
It's unreal.
That, yeah, Gordo has to see this just for that alone, which I thought was incredible.
But I love the movie because it was that independent, small movie made for $6 million, as they said last night. By the way, did you hear the incredible fact that Sean Baker was the first person to win 4 Oscars for the same movie? He won for editing, writing, directing, and producing.
Yeah.
That's amazing, and that's a small-budget indie film.
Well, that's why he won those 4, is because when you're that small of a film, you wear a bunch of different hats.
But to produce something that great from that small of a film,
yeah,
big for him. And I loved the movie because it puts you in that setting. It puts you in that little community in New York where everybody's got the accent, which I thought Mikey Madison had that accent, but she doesn't. She's from L.A.
She's from L.A., and I thought she nailed the Brooklyn accent.
But that sex worker, strip club, party scene, you just felt like you were completely immersed in it. They did a great job of that.
And I didn't know much about the film going in, so I wasn't surprised by the sex, but I just kept waiting. Those first 45 minutes, I was just nervous, thinking this is not going to end well.
Yeah.
When the Russians get word of this is what the son has done, and I won't tell you what he did, but yeah, it's good. It's probably not everyone's cup of tea, just because it's the most sex-filled movie since
what?
I don't know what.
Caligula.
Yeah,
Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah, maybe. I just can't compare a movie to it over the last 20 years or so.
They have kind of a Pulp Fiction feel.
Not that extreme, but yeah, I had that feeling that okay, someone's going to get thrown off a balcony here, or yeah, someone's going to meet a demise that is really tough to watch. It's good though, and I think someone like you, Gordo, will enjoy,
I'll watch it.
will enjoy the film.
I would say it's really, really good. It's not one of the 30 best movies I've ever seen, but it's really good.
Why did it win? Usually you can always predict the movie that's going to win because usually there's a white savior in it, and the Academy will love that story. And
maybe just because it was different. It was a very different movie.
Yeah,
because it was underdog, maybe $6 million budget.
Maybe
that
acting was great. Story was compelling. Yeah, I don't know.
But I did see several people with the criticism where they just didn't think it was the best movie.
Right.
Yeah.
But matter of opinion.
For Timothée Chalamet, are we supposed to think he's, my other movie that I saw, A Complete Unknown, are we supposed to think he's overrated? Because I thought he did an incredible job as Bob Dylan. And apparently he worked for 5 years to prepare for the role, and I thought he nailed it.
I think if there is any backlash to Timothée Chalamet, it's just he's just kind of four-walled right now. I mean, like everywhere you look, it's Timothée Chalamet. He's just been in so many things now, and
highly recommend it. The story, and I didn't realize he and Joan Baez were such a thing. That relationship's really interesting, and the music is awesome.
Does it have any of Dylan's music in it?
Doesn't he perform a lot of it?
Yes, and he's really good. Just like he performed on Saturday Night Live. He did the songs, and he's very believable as Bob Dylan. The show last night, though, and maybe we'll have to do a different segment on this, because I feel so detached from movies now just because we're not watching movies in the traditional way at the theater. Are we going to go and watch movies at a theater 10 years from now?
I thought Conan's bit about that was spot on and very funny. What did he call it? A streaming palace or something like that? Where we're all going to go to these buildings that are designed for streaming, and watch a movie together at the same time it starts.
Right.
And then we all sit and watch it. And it's 800 iPhones glued together to make one big iPhone.
Isn't this a movie theater? Hey, shut up.
And then at the end of the fake commercial, it said, brought to you by Conan O'Brien, the Sackler family, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Like every controversial thing you put in there at the end.
Funny. But yeah, this is your night, Junior. You're the big awards guy.
Yeah.
So I'll defer to you, but it got me to watch for more than an hour and a half last night. That's
I'm
more
surprised
time than I normally spend with the
I
Oscars.
watched it because it feels like the whole Oscar and movie thing seems to be such a thing of relic of the past in a way. Because, it's not centralized in Hollywood anymore. Celebrity is not centralized in Hollywood.
No.
There's so many streamers and YouTubers that are much more famous to younger generations than anybody that's in movies.
Yeah. And we seem to be a society that's into shows more than we are movies.
Mm-hmm. I think, I love it, even though I hardly had watched any of these movies. I still love it because it feels like one of those nights, like the Super Bowl or that SNL anniversary show or whatever it is, where you're watching with all of your fellow Americans.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like it's a thing to do.
It's a live event.
Because everybody's talking about it. It's what we're all going to be talking about the next day. It still is a big event, even if we're not going to the theaters as much as we used to. It's still a thing to see all those people there in one room and see who wins what award. I watched Substance over the weekend, too. Man, that is maybe the hardest movie to watch that I've ever seen.
That's what I've been told.
Oh, my God.
I don't think I'd do well in that one.
No, you would not. I'm going to have to do a whole segment on it. We'll do Entertainment Spotlight on it. Demi Moore, everybody thought she was going to win Best Actress, but Mikey Madison won it from Anora.
The clips I saw of it were very disturbing.
That doesn't even start to tell the story of how disturbing Substance is, or The Substance. I'm not squeamish, and I had to turn away a lot and fast forward a lot because it was just too much. It was unbelievable. And it's one of the weirdest stories ever, too. So, yeah, we'll review that another day. I also wanted to mention, you pulled this audio. Are we going to do that at 8:55? When Your Hero and All of Our Hero got out there and presented.
Awesome.
That was great. We'll listen to that coming up here in a little bit. But coming up next, wow, more Oscars talk. We're going to visit with Jesse the Usher, who was the head usher at the Oscars last night.
Patreon.com/SportsGreek.
But joining us now on the ticket hotline, also speaking of the Oscars, is the head usher from last night at that theater on the Hollywood Strip. It's our favorite octogenarian, Jesse the Usher. Good morning.
Can you believe it? I've done 72 of these Oscars now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I tell you what, thank you. I appreciate that very much. It was a difficult night last night.
Why's that?
Oh, just having to watch Conan O'Brien struggle through it.
Oh, come on.
I'm kind of with
funny.
you.
He had some moments.
He's the most twitchy person I've ever seen.
Yeah. He has kind of a nervous presentation.
Is it just the luck of the Irish that even got that gig? How'd that happen, that old redhead?
He's been around a while.
I'm just teasing. I love old Conan's.
Yeah.
He's like 7 feet tall. He towers over me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is tall.
Of course, I shrunk over the years. I'm just now... just right up under 5 feet now.
Oh, wow.
Under 5 feet.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But I was very proud of that young Kieran Culkin.
Yeah?
I've loved him ever since that Home Alone movie. Remember that?
No, that was his brother.
Well, yeah, wasn't that the movie about that kid got left behind because his parents reproduced too much or something?
They had a big family, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, Kieran played the spare little brother or cousin or something. He played Fuller McAllister, not Kevin McAllister.
Not Kevin, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But he got up there and he cussed, and that was a little classless of him. They had to bleep him. I don't know if you noticed that up there.
Yeah.
They bleeped him, and he said he was going to put a couple babies up there and his wife because he won. And I went up to him afterwards and I volunteered to usher that event.
Oh, gosh, Jesse.
I kind of want to be in the Papasan in the corner of the room.
Jesse.
Bingo us this early in the week.
They don't want that.
Wearing my gold toe socks while Mrs. Culkin is tipping back that cervix. That is so
Jesse.
The heck?
Anyway, I had to be held back from tackling Adrian Brody's.
Why?
Well, they told me that if somebody get up there and they don't respond to music to get off the stage, that I was supposed to run out there and tackle them and use my space karate to put them down.
Huh.
In front of everybody.
Yeah, he went long.
He went way long. I tell you, his speech lasted longer than a Joe Biden nap, and that's a long time now. Because I'm about Joe Biden's age.
You know about old naps.
And what in the father time happened to Goldie Hawn?
Well, she's getting on in years.
She looked like a Xanaxed out great grandmother that you have to work the remote for. I mean, now don't get me wrong, I still would, George.
Okay, well I was wondering.
She's about my demo, so I'd dump a bucket of Astroglide in there and go do my thing. But
Jesse, please.
But yeah, I was surprised to see out there, and a lot of these young performers I didn't know about them too much. Like, I got a question for you. What do you get when you cross a banana with having no talent? You get Timothy Chalamet.
Okay.
He's got to have some talent.
Now, he must have some talent, George, because that Kylie Jenner he's sitting next to. Oh, my goodness. That's some Ted Gold bitties there, right? That's no cap now. That's no cap. And I love seeing old. I hate that she didn't win because I was rooting for Demi Moore. I love Demi Moore.
Yeah.
But her cheeks are real sunken in. I don't know what's going on with that. But
well, again, people age.
yeah,
Jesse.
I guess we do.
Yeah.
I guess we do. But I did observe that the only thing I've seen that's more sucking to Demi Moore's cheeks is that U-boat that I hit with a shoulder-launched torpedo back in 44. I sunk that thing.
Thank you for your service.
Yes, we appreciate
that. And Mick Jagger, he was looking good.
Yeah, he's about the same age.
For a Don Knotts corpse impersonator, he was looking good.
Oh, my gosh, man.
Jesse,
I would think you would be much more sensitive.
One of your favorites there. Sorry to attack one of your favorites there, George. I know you like him.
Oh, yeah.
And I tried to watch the best pictures that they had all nominated up there, but I tried to watch that of Nora.
Yeah?
Oh, my Lord, that's so disgusting. That was the most pornographic best picture winner that I've ever masturbated to.
Oh,
Jesse.
Jesse,
we're on the air.
So offensive. So offensive.
What is wrong with you this morning?
When are we going to drop the bomb on this Ukraine? We need to get that.
We're going to let you at that. We'll let you go.
All right, now.
All right, we'll see you. There goes Jesse the Usher on hand last night at the Oscars.
Thank you, Tip Sheet, and thank you, Johnny Football. A fight at a national cheerleading competition in Dallas at the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center sparked panic on Saturday, and this was right around the time me and Lando were leaving the studio Saturday. We started to get the notes about it, but the fight led to injuries for those trying to escape the chaotic situation as the building was evacuated, and then there were reports of gunshots. But the fight at the NCAA All-Star National Championship caused multiple poles to be knocked over, which sparked the panic, sounding like gunshots. At least 10 people were injured trying to escape the facility. According to authorities, those injuries included bumps, bruises, and even broken bones. The knocked-over poles made a very loud noise, which sparked the reports of gunfire inside the convention center.
That's all you need is one person to take off running, and then that is it. Man,
the footage from that is insane.
It's remarkable. And even the footage from inside as the cheerleaders are performing, and then you can hear someone say, okay, stop. And then they take off on the stage, and then everybody gets the hell out of Dodge. They were getting out.
It's pretty wild, man. You see people just sprinting, all like ants all of a sudden just go,
and that's where we are. If you hear a loud noise in public like
Gotta
that,
go.
you got to get out of there.
Because it's the first, it takes one person to say gun or they shooting, or one person to just run. And then everyone's assuming you got to get out. Yes.
These parents that got into a fight, though.
It's always the adults.
No doubt.
Just messing up everyone's having a good time and two parents are fighting. I would love to know what started the fight.
No, my daughter's going to be the bottom of the pyramid.
You think it was the parents on the same team?
Probably.
God, that would be terrible.
Oh my God, they spelled lion wrong. Who knows?
They're mad at the girl that fell.
Right.
The mom of the girl that fell's yelling at the captain.
I wonder if there was someone talking a little S maybe about a team that was performing, and it was their kids up there performing, and
it's either that
telling.
It's either that or some girl on the team made a mistake, and the moms are mean girling each other, while the girls on the team are probably mean girling each other, which then leads to
it's intense
fisticuffs apparently,
and all that chaos over one little bitty fight. From thousands of people having to get the hell out of Dodge. Have you ever been in a scenario where you had to
evacuate?
Yes, exit a building because of that type of chaos?
Not because of a gun situation.
I have. We were at the, it was downtown. I don't know if it was the convention center, but it was the Step Show back in like 1989 or something, and it was huge. And we had already performed, and we were in the audience. And I don't know if someone heard a shot or they said that it was someone had a gun, but everyone, it parted like the Red Sea, man.
Scattered.
And everyone getting the hell out. And we had to get the hell out, too.
I mean, was somebody saying gun or anything, or did you just see people running?
I just saw people
run?
just running. So I'm not going to ask any questions if people are getting out. I'm going to get out myself and then ask questions later.
It seems like everybody's leaving. I think I'll go.
Not running towards it. I'm running away from it.
That's horrifying, man, especially for all those kids and their parents who didn't know what was going on. And
you would have to feel like the biggest idiot in the world if your little scuffle turned into that.
I know. But no one's going to say anything. You know, they're going to, even the two people fighting, let's just keep that to ourselves.
They started running too.
I'm sorry,
together.
Man. There must have been a gun in here. I don't know.
Who has a gun? We're the ones fighting. Who has a gun?
They haven't made any arrests or anything in this, which
it'll probably be tough to do that.
There's got to be security cam footage of the fight, right?
Inside, you think they have?
Maybe.
I would imagine so. How much of your life in a city like this do you think is undocumented?
That's a great question.
Like, I bet it's not a lot.
It's probably more than I think.
It's a lot.
I bet it's a high percentage.
I agree.
Inside the convention center at a cheerleading competition, you think there are cameras all over the place?
I bet there
1,000%.
And you'd have to know where they are.
Security's got to be doing a lot of it through video security or surveillance.
Right. They would have cameras everywhere.
Right. There's a room that they're watching every room, and they've got the 50 TVs so they can go through the different channels.
It's the eye in the sky watching us all.
I would love to know that. I don't know. You guys may be right. Like, I think the least amount of time that we aren't being filmed, the least is here. There are any cameras here.
Yeah, in there.
I agree that.
Because there's definitely
in the hallway, right?
Yeah.
Right in the hallways. Every time you come into the thing, it sees you. Every time you go into the little break room,
yeah, because we're being monitored by the fob,
right?
Let you know in and out. But there's nothing like that at the convention center.
But in here, in this studio,
we can do whatever we want,
dude.
And watch, there's probably some Cumulus drone that just kind of hangs out in the window on the other side of Kat's office.
You think Cumulus is buying a drone?
Media station.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest thing you've ever said.
Awesome. We can't even get functional microphones.
Look at the TV setup.
Not a surveillance drone.
Oh my God.
That's good. Good stuff. Johnny Football's mom, Michelle.
Mama
Football was arrested on Saturday.
Whoa!
For driving while intoxicated in Kerrville, Texas, according to TMZ Sports.
I doubt that.
A published mugshot was accompanied with this report. She's on bail for $7,500. Kerrville, of course, a suburb of San Antonio, where Manziel rose to high school stardom.
Mugshot's kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. His cousin.
She's like, here I am. Yep. I had 9 margaritas, so what?
Whoa, 9? They didn't. The song don't even. The song doesn't even get to 9.
They wrapped around to 10 and then started back over.
Man,
Manziel admitted to drinking and driving in 2015 when he was a member of the Browns. His cousin Bobby Joe Manziel, which is probably the highest percentage on the bingo card of people related to Johnny Manziel, Bobby Joe, sentenced to 4 years in jail for driving while intoxicated. So it runs in the family a bit. And Manziel said that his refusal to seek treatment strained his relationship with his family, and it appears that the family is still strained.
Mama Football, what are you doing?
Gotta be better than this.
Boy, that is a look on her face like, are you just going to take this or not?
Let's get this over with.
Yeah. A couple more marks I need to get to. Let's hurry this up.
In other news, Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick focused on only the important issues, wants the New York Strip to be called the Texas Strip.
This is the dumbest thing, and he's done a lot.
Yeah, he's got a long list.
This has got to be up there.
He says that Texas leads the nation with 12.2 million cattle, and it's only fair that this cut of meat be called the Texas Strip. In a world this is a quote from Dan Patrick. In a world filled with serious issues that we address every day at the Texas Capitol, the simple resolution will help make Texas beef, or help better Texas beef. That's good for the Texas cattle industry, he wrote.
What?
Who cares? Literally, who cares?
All the problems
No
that we
one
have
cares.
with real stuff, and this is what you're focusing on?
And then, so, say a restaurant has some weird name that they call their New York Strip. It's not even the New York Strip. They call it the Bonsai Strip or something. Is he going to go to every restaurant and scratch it out on their menu and write in Texas?
Wouldn't put it past him.
Who cares?
So many.
It's never, in a gazillion times of eating steak, it has never crossed my mind that the New York Strip should be called something else.
Have you ever been to the coast and just looked out at that body of water and be like, you know what? Gulf of America. That would make me feel a lot better. Who cares?
No.
Any of this stuff, what we're naming them, who cares? And it's got to. This is the response to This is obviously the response to the statues. We took down the statues, and now they're changing the names of mountains and bodies
Texas
of water
Strip.
and cuts of steak.
I mean, can we still call it filet mignon, or we got to change that?
No, filet of freedom.
I've been to a restaurant. I thought they had like a Texas cut of some type of.
Sure, I'm sure you did.
They did. Meat.
Yeah, there's
or something.
There's a chain restaurant that does steak, and they have a Fort Worth ribeye.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And a Dallas filet.
Okay, now you're talking me into this.
You know what? I'm sorry that you guys hate Texas.
I think I'm with you. Why not have a Remember the Alamo strip? Get you excited when you're about to dive in.
You can cut it with a Bowie knife.
There you go. Man, that'd be a great bit.
Yeah, why would we do that?
I don't know.
Dump all this.
Why'd we do any of this? Why don't we just call it, give me that there, and they put it on your plate and you eat it?
Well, the New York
That's
Strip's,
what I do.
The New York Strip's origins does have an origin in New York City. It was the famous Delmonico restaurant that started serving that cut in
Then what's the problem here? What are we doing?
Because we have more cows than them, so we need to be the Texas Strip.
You're not even guaranteeing your cow that you're getting your steak from is going to be from Texas.
I know. Are we going to have a distinction about every strip?
Yes.
Okay, well, I have to get the Wyoming because that cow came from Wyoming.
This is Washington. This is a Wagyu, so it cannot be Texas Strip.
Yeah, what do we call that?
I hate it here, man. It's so dumb.
Hot dog.
It's a weird thing to focus on.
Texas.
When you could probably think of other things to waste the time. But this is the
Huge
one that
list.
everyone's talking about because it's stupid.
Like, what else could they be doing?
Fix the roads, make sure the grid's going to work all the time.
How about some sports gambling?
Why don't we
sports books?
You know what? Instead of renaming the Gulf of Mexico, why don't we clean it up a little bit? Get the doo-doo out of there. That's the news.
That'd be a good trade-off. We'll call it Texas Strip if we can have sports books.
I love it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say if you clean the doo-doo out of it.
There's too much. There's animals in there. They don't use toilets.
1049. Yes, they do.
Yeah, it's called that.
That's what it is.
You ever go in the ocean? Sometimes you have to. What?
Once again, the ticket presents Why Today Doesn't Suck.
I was eating wasabi by itself. I like to get it on my chopstick and suck it off.
And now, here are your hosts, Sean Bass and David Mino.
I'm thinking of a giant bear in a diaper handling up on himself.
As we all were. It's the sweet spot at spring training here in Surprise, Arizona. Special thanks to Bruce Bochy for joining us. And to tease ahead tomorrow, Nathan Evaldi makes his ticket debut with the sweet spot. That'll be $155 tomorrow. Right now it's $158, and it's $7 ham steak.
Thank you, Mino. Eatsy's Market and Bakery and GiveMeTheVin.com brings you DeMonte Sabonis.
Thank you. He will not be playing tonight. Tough.
It's okay.
But
might help the Mavs.
Yeah, maybe Kai Jones will go for 40. We say hello to the hard line. I see the front of the hard line, though. See, whoa. Bob.
Seacobb.
See Cobb. I see Bob. Corby. And Dave. Hello.
What's up? Hello, sweet spot.
Hello, Hardline. We miss you.
Well, we miss you too. It's a fabulous place you're in.
You would be having so much fun, and you just missed Isbell using a challenge.
Yeah.
And the ABS.
Jason Isbell suited up today.
And he was wrong. He was wrong about the strike.
My favorite Royal.
Enjoyed your interview with Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boy, morning Bochy, too. It's not just deep voice Boch.
Yeah.
It's early morning deep voice Boch.
Gosh,
Extra
after
Sam
he
Elliott.
just brewed his coffee in a sock.
Right.
Yeah.
Moccasin.
I don't think he likes headsets.
No.
He put it on backwards.
He doesn't know how to do it, dude.
Did he sleep well out on the prairie?
Yeah. He had to take his coffee and pour it on the fire to, extinguish the fire at camp before he came over and moseyed on over to talk to us.
Total hat over the eyes guy.
I'd like to go back and hear who else was in the running for Corby's favorite Royal.
Yeah, who's number 2?
Oh, man. I'm going to keep Isbell at 1.
Well, what's his first name?
Bobby Witt Jr.
Okay, you get Bobby Witt.
There you
What's
go.
Isbell's first name?
At 2. Monty, we don't deal in first names in baseball.
What about the Pasquatch, Corby?
Oh, that's right. Pasquatch.
Okay. What's his name?
What about Pete
Pasquatch.
O'Brien?
His name isn't Pasquatch. That's his nickname.
Pasquarelli.
How about the future Hall of Famer with the last name Perez? What's his first name?
Martin.
The power-hitting catcher, you know.
Who's playing first
He's playing
base
first
today.
base now, yeah.
Yeah, but we all know him. We all know what he is.
Salvador.
There we go. Okay.
Okay, I'm impressed.
Boy, I feel like that was just reaching into
Where did
Corby.
Where in the world? What part of your butt did you find that?
I'm not a total idiot. Let's put it that way.
Is that in the small intestine or the large intestine?
Once you burn bridges with the Alex Gordon family,
I know.
you haven't been able to keep up with the Royals the same way.
Man,
Anyway.
I think I underestimated you.
What?
To have Sal Perez at the ready is...
He totally Googled it.
It's going to rattle me.
I didn't
Not
Google
at the
anything.
ready.
He didn't bring up.
He's a 9-time All-Star.
Right. Like, this wasn't.
Darn right he is.
He's a 5-time Silver
He's got
Slugger.
a 40 home run
Didn't
season.
bring
He's
up
good.
This wasn't their Gerald Laird. Well, today is Monday, March the 3rd.
I don't care if he's a Hall of Famer. I'm impressed.
It's the 62nd day of the year. 303 days are left in 2025. Lando, 43 days until the WNBA draft.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yay!
On this date in 1837, U.S. President Andrew Jackson and Congress both recognize the Republic. Jesus.
Today's the day, huh?
Yeah.
The Seedmen were in shambles on this day.
It's about time we renamed some cuts of beef.
On the phone, kind of. Makes you worry. On this date in 1885, the American Telephone and Telegraph Company Incorporated, a.k.a. AT&T. In 1887...
Gotta run.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Anne Sullivan began teaching 6-year-old blind, deaf, mute Helen Keller.
Yay!
Hiding down there. Hiding from the Nazis.
I wonder if she looks like Kylie Jenner at all.
6-year-old
pre-surgery.
Helen Keller's teacher?
6, huh?
Yeah, 6-year-old Helen Keller looks like pre-surgery.
We're going to slowly back away now and
I missed the age.
carry on with some more
Everybody
birthdays.
thinks I'm a pedophile. Sorry about that.
Wonder how many other kindergartners look like Kylie Jenner.
Not like in Dallas, but like nationally.
She gets some surgery done.
In 1931, the Star Spangled Banner officially becomes the U.S. national anthem.
We saw a hell of a rendition today, didn't we?
The best.
From whom?
Jugs. Lily
Alatar. Yeah. Or Lily
Is that the girl?
Avatar.
Is that the girl who did 1,000 Guys?
No, that's Lily
Phillips.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if she's
It's
still
the
around.
sweet spots. Big damn
Jugs.
the day.
Yes. Yes, they were.
New daily segment.
I don't know how the rest of them will go, but we'll figure it out.
It's going to be hard to beat.
In 1934,
no, not really.
John Dillinger broke out of jail using a wooden pistol.
Pretty impressive.
What, he carved it or what?
It's like one of those rubber band ones.
He just bluffed his way out.
Yeah, he held it underneath his coat.
What a
I
cheap
have a
toy
problem.
from childhood. The
rubber
rubber band
band
gun. God.
In 1939, Mahatma Gandhi began a fast in Mumbai to protest against the autocratic rule in India. I wonder what he thinks of the rule.
I also am a big fan of Bobby Wood Jr.
Yay!
He is the best royal.
Everybody loves Bobby Witt
Yes.
He
What's
is-
your favorite song about
You even
the
saw him
Royals?
at Colleyville, didn't you?
Beg your pardon,
Do you like that song, Royals?
my lord,
Yes.
and we will be loyal to royals.
Number one.
Oh, you can sing both parts.
Yeah.
Ticket stock next year.
Oh, man. Yeah, let's get that. Summer chill can't get here quick enough.
No.
Oh.
Corby, don't you have a birthday?
We all have birthdays, Bob.
Our buddy PJ, who lives down in the paradise of Mexico, we missed his birthday on Friday. I feel like such a jerk. He's such a solid P1. We just saw him in Boston. Remember when the Mavs were in the finals?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you were having
Hurt so much now.
crab omelet.
We missed PJ's real birthday, but we're going to make it up to him with a kick-ass today birthday.
Feliz cumpleaños.
All right.
Is this the kick-ass birthday?
Yeah.
Y también esposa
Yes.
Fabiola.
Bob is speaking his language right now.
Yeah.
¿Qué tal?
Well, back to events. In 1983,
Stay hard, PJ.
Pittsburgh
Why did Dolly's
Steelers
just
quarterback
turn
Terry
around when he hit
Bradshaw
that?
admitted to the hospital for surgery to repair his throwing arm under the alias Tom Brady. How about that?
Wow.
In 1986, Master of Puppets, the third
Wow.
studio album by Metallica, was released.
Let's
Can I
go.
say something that I think is bullshit?
Crank
A little
it.
stalk.
Crank it, Glenn.
In 1991, L.A. police officers severely beat motorist Rodney King.
Oh, no.
He's black.
But everybody was cool.
Yeah. Everyone got over it pretty quickly.
He got a
from what I
fair
remember.
trial.
In, he wasn't put on trial.
No.
It was the officers.
In
The
Simi
system
Valley.
was put on trial.
They got
In-
us back with OJ, though.
Totally.
In the year 2001.
1-to-1. Who's they?
Who's they?
Who's us?
Yeah, I don't want to be in any of these groups. In 2001, a bloody John Ruiz becomes the first Hispanic heavyweight champion by knocking down Evander Holyfield in the 11th round and earning unanimous decision for the WTDS.
What year be that?
Is that blood? 2001.
Was he trying to have a period?
Was he a great big fat person?
John Ruiz? No.
Who am I thinking of?
Butterbean.
Yeah.
I don't know who you're thinking of.
Butterbean.
You're thinking of Butterfree.
Are you thinking of Salvi Perez?
No. Leave him alone.
He's larger.
Andrew Bentadini.
I think we saw... I think we saw John Ruiz and maybe Roy Jones Jr. when the night we talked to OJ.
And Hulk Hogan.
The night we talked to OJ. That sounds like a country song.
OJ's just walking through the concourse. What were we supposed to do?
You know what?
Ask him who you guys win in the fight,
Definitely.
right?
Hey, man, radio.
By the way,
try to avoid getting your neck cut.
By the way, happy 56 to P1 Dan in Southlake.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Happy,
we're getting another flyover.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
That flyover was for you, Dan.
Maybe we'll get a secret Indian on the show today. Guardian.
Whoa. I'm right here.
I am not going to take
Like we just had him.
Everybody.
There's only yes or no questions, Gandhi.
Hey, Wade.
Gandhi.
Oh, who's this? Maybe we have a conversation about this.
Would you like to eat something over there on
Bonzi
the air?
and Gandhi.
No.
And
Bonzi's
1 year
dead.
ago today.
Oh, we need some microwave salmon, and we're in business.
Where's Madagascar?
Africa.
Give me an idea.
Southeast coast of Africa.
Okay.
South of
year ago
Somalia, I'm
today,
going to say.
That's the SEC of Africa.
Iowa Caitlin Clark,
He's right.
1 year ago today, became
Just
the
needs more.
NCAA's Division I all-time career scoring leader, surpassing Pete Maravich.
Who?
CC, bro. Caitlin.
Oh,
Remember?
see, in my head, I was thinking guys, and so...
No.
Yeah.
Women can
You
play basketball.
usually are.
Yay. All right, one cumulus birthday. Today's the birthday of Chloe Miller.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Chloe.
Turning 63 today, Herschel Walker.
Oh, hey, Herschel.
Turning 49 today, husband of Misty May, Matt Trainer.
Oh, Matty May.
Oh, yeah.
2010
Rangers.
catcher.
Ranger great.
Stefan Robidoff, 48.
You know what? Robidoux has to be on the list of, like, favorite underrated Dallas Stars.
Hot sports opinions.
Never seen a tougher dude in my life.
He didn't have cartilage in his nose, correct?
What, do you like lose it on the bus? What do you mean?
Like, oh,
I mean, he
crap,
had
where
his
did I
nose
put it?
broken so many times that it was just like a mushy meatball.
Yeah, dude. His body has to be a mess right now.
Santonio Holmes, 41.
Wow.
That's a playa.
You want to talk
Super
about
Bowl.
potentially the greatest moment in Super Bowl history?
It's a good one.
Errol Spence, 35.
Dallas.
Is he still fighting?
Great question.
Likes to drive fast.
Yeah, he does.
Does boxing still exist?
Stations.
Bitch-ass Jason Tatum, 27.
Thank you.
George Miller, 80.
Please like me.
Director. Sandy Martin is 76. You would know her as Mac's mom in Always Sunny.
Oh, yes.
Hilarious.
Man,
She's
she'd be my
kind
hall
of
pass.
a little slutty.
Can I say one more thing, Monty?
Please.
The other one's mom passed away this past week.
If it is Stefan Robidaux's birthday and it is Dan and Southlake's birthday, that must mean it's also Jamie Newberg's birthday.
Whoa, killer.
I don't have that
Your
on
friends.
Is he out there with y'all?
I'm sure he is. We haven't seen him yet.
I'm shaking Killer's
Yeah.
pinky in solidarity for Jamie.
Mm-hmm. Because
Well, happy birthday, Jamie.
When Jamie Newberg went to shake Killer's hand last year, Killer extended a pinky.
Just
Well, his
the pinky.
hands were full.
I know.
Isn't that on Jamie to not just go in for a hug?
A little bit. But happy
all I
birthday
got.
anyway.
It was funny.
Turning 72 today, Dave Amato, guitarist for Rio Speedwagon.
Rio Speedwagon.
French
Another
John
one.
there.
REO Speedwagon.
Ian Beatty is 60. You know him as Sir Meryn Trant in Game of Thrones. Tone Loc is 59.
Oh, man. Speaking of Dan, our buddy that we were in New York together, and we look over at a hamburger joint on a Sunday morning, and this fellow is sitting at a table next to us, and he goes, "May I buy your ketchup?"
Did he want mustard too?
And we look over and we're like, "Oh my God, it's Tone Loc."
So did you give him the ketchup?
You're damn right we did.
Well, there you go.
They make
That's good.
hamburger joints.
And
Would you like to join me in a funky cold Medina?
did he respond by recording the exact same song 3 different ways?
Just leave him be.
Ooh.
Also
The
star
guy
of Ace
live his
Ventura.
life.
Julie Bowen is 55.
Yes.
Of Modern Family.
And
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Boy, if you loved Wild Thing, here's Funky Cold Medina, the exact same song.
Let's twist again.
Things were different back
David
then, Bob.
Faustino, 51. That's Bud
Better than
Bundy.
you can do.
Fair.
Buddy Valastro is 48. That's the Cake Boss. Patrick Renna, 46. You know him as Ham from The Sandlot.
Okay.
Which one was he?
The fat ginger.
Is that Squints?
The catcher.
You're not allowed to say that.
Sorry.
The G
obese
word?
ginger.
The obese ginger.
Jessica Biel, 43.
Oh, yeah.
Volley's back to you, Lando. What are you going to do with that one?
Yeah.
Born on this day, now dead. Jean Harlow, who apparently was a 1930s sex goddess.
Let's see.
Born on this day, now
let's
dead.
find this.
Johnny Jackson of the Jackson 5.
Gene Harlow.
Charles Ponzi, who invented the scheme.
Okay.
And Alexander
All right.
Graham Bell of the telephone. Dead on this day, still dead. Roger Bannister.
Ranger.
He invented flogging the banister.
Jeff.
4 Minute Mile.
Flogging
Luke
the banister.
Costello.
Greatness.
And dead on this day, still dead in 2023. Tom Sizemore.
Oof.
The actor.
I met him in Chicago on his wedding night when he tried to get divorced.
You know, for
And I'm
him,
not even
the
joking.
action is the juice.
Did he ask for ketchup?
I'm pretty impressed with all the name dropping you've worked into this one segment.
He brought the names up. I'm just telling you the stories.
4,
Did he tell you about Eric Hosmer?
3,
Ooh, good one.
2.
Good one.
That's what it is.
And you're done.
Bye, Justin.
Thinking of a giant bear in a diaper handling up on himself.
Go Rangers. Bye, Lily.
By 4.
Broadcasting live from the TX2 Energy.
Here he is, Dave.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, we will get into Oscar stuff here in just a moment, and we will continue speaking Oscars at 5:15 as Corby has poured over the broadcast and will play you the best audio that you may have missed that you are not wanting to have to miss.
Yeah.
But before we get to Oscar stuff, just a couple of quick hits. As David Johansen, remember we had the story, Buster Poindexter.
Yeah, the singer. Is he dead?
The frontman, yes, the frontman of New York Dolls from the 70s. He had made, or his family had made a public plea back at the beginning of February talking about how he had taken a fall around Thanksgiving and had broken his back and was completely bedridden, and he had been battling cancer for most of the past decade, and so they were asking fans to help with a GoFundMe. Well, he's dead.
Oh, he did die.
Yes. He passed away over the weekend, actually Friday, at the age of 75. He died at his New York City residence. His family released a statement saying that David Johansen passed away peacefully at home, holding the hands of his wife and daughter in the sunlight, surrounded by music and flowers. After a decade of profoundly compromised health, he died of natural causes.
Man, he was in a ton of movies. Like, it's shocking how many movies he was in. I think most notably Scrooged with Bill Murray back in the 80s. But that guy did a lot of bit parts in movies and was kind of a well-known actor.
Yeah, I mean, he had one of those kind of character actor faces.
Yeah.
He was very, very recognizable
in
everything he did.
Yes. He kind of had a... You know how Penny Marshall had a face that resembled an old catcher's mitt.
Wow. She must be delighted.
Famously, she did.
David Johansen had the male version of that.
Yes.
Okay.
And also...
Well, best to his family.
Yes, indeed.
Not sure the ultimate result of this, but President Trump, he says that he wants to vindicate Pete Rose, who, of course, was banned by MLB for life for gambling. So in a post on Truth Social over the weekend, Trump wrote...
I had to ask myself if this was real when I saw it.
All caps?
It's partially all caps. I will be signing a complete pardon of Pete Rose, who shouldn't have been gambling on baseball, but only bet on his team winning. Never betted against himself or the other team.
He really said betted?
Yes. He had the
hang on. Like a sixth grader?
Mm-hmm.
He betted?
He never betted against himself.
Sixth grade, huh?
He had the most hits by far in baseball history and won more games than anyone in sports history. Major League Baseball
what does that mean?
Didn't have the courage or decency to put the late, great Pete Rose, also known as Charlie Hustle, into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Now he is dead. We'll never experience the thrill of being...
Is he just now learning that he died?
I guess. We'll never experience the thrill of being selected, even though he was a far better player than most of those who made it, and can only be named posthumously. What a shame. Baseball, which is dying all over the place, should get off its fat, lazy ass and elect Pete Rose, even though it's far too late, into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Why is he so mad at baseball now?
That's so beautifully presidential. What would the pardon cover exactly? What sort of crimes need to be pardoned?
So in 1990, Pete Rose pleaded guilty to 2 charges of false income tax returns.
Yeah, but he served it, and he's dead.
He served 5 months in prison. But I guess he will get a pardon for that.
Well, can a president automatically shoehorn someone into the Hall of Fame now?
I guess he's
Does
trying...
Does he think a pardon puts him in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know if he thinks a pardon will erase the lifetime ban, but he's hoping so.
A presidential pardon into the Hall of Fame. Boy, that would open things up for all sorts of fun things.
I know.
He could put himself in the Hall of Fame.
Why not?
Sure.
Why not?
All right, Conan hosted for the first time the Oscars last night, the 97th Oscars. And we'll listen to a bit of his monologue coming up in the next segment. I thought he did fine. It's a hard gig.
Sure, I love Conan.
Sounds like Dave has some notes, though.
No, not every joke is going to be a home run. But
Conan is weird. He's always been weird. He's always going to take chances, right? His humor is so out there, and I love it. I love that he does take these chances.
Well, and speaking of chances, so before he ever sets foot on the stage, they had a canned open. So they do a kind of wicked musical montage number to begin the broadcast, as well as a tribute to Los Angeles. Then they knock on Conan's dressing room, trying to get him to come out. Well, in Conan's dressing room is footage of Demi Moore from The Substance.
Mm-hmm.
And then she flops on the ground as she does in The Substance, but instead of Margaret Qualley emerging from her body, it's Conan in his tux.
And it looks awesome. It's so funny.
And then he's missing a shoe, so he has to go back into Demi Moore.
Rips her body back open and dives down in there for a shoe.
Then he comes out on stage, and Demi Moore had no idea that they were doing this.
Yeah.
And so he immediately makes eye contact, and he's like, "Hi, Demi, how are you? That was weird, awkward. By the way, I'm missing my car keys." So that was good.
Yeah.
He also had a little bit with Adam Sandler, who Adam Sandler is always wearing the same thing, basketball shorts and a hoodie. And so the bit was that he shows up to the Oscars wearing basketball shorts and a hoodie. And so Conan calls him out and kicks him out for being dressed inappropriately. And it was kind of a throwaway bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that funny, but then before he left, Sandler got in Timothy Chalamet's face and gave him a Chalamet!
Chalamet!
Well, funny. I mean, whatever. They also did I guess this is related to the fact, as we reported last week on E! News, that Amazon MGM now has creative control of the James Bond franchise.
Yeah,
James Bond.
James Bond. And so they did a tribute to 007.
It took like an hour and a half.
It was really bizarre.
Dude, what a waste of time.
So Doja Cat, Lisa from Blackpink, and Ray did
Star Wars.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, not that Ray. They did Live and Let Die, Diamonds Are Forever, and Skyfall.
What a waste of time!
And they had the aforementioned Margaret Qualley dancing with a bunch of Bond lookalikes. It was weird.
Dude.
And they didn't allow any performances of the nominated songs, but then they did this.
Yeah, they did a Bond thing. It's like, look, man.
Like, who asked for that? I don't really understand. They did the In Memoriam, and it was kicked off by Morgan Freeman, who he gave an extra bit of love to Gene Hackman, and mentioned that he basically was a peer beyond peers.
Yes.
He had very kind words to say
It's
about
very
Gene
sad
Hackman.
seeing Morgan Freeman up there because Morgan Freeman's super old, and all I could think is someone's going to be doing this for Morgan Freeman here in a couple of years, right?
Wow, that's morbid.
I know, but that's all I could think about because he's like, America lost a great actor.
Who is this?
I lost a great
Lincoln
friend. And it was sad.
Lincoln Riley?
I don't know about this voice.
I don't. Shut up.
Quincy Jones was not in
Sharks.
the In Memoriam. He had his own special segment later in
Not
the show.
him.
Let's get Bonzi back in.
But they always miss people, and among those that were called out for being left out of the In Memoriam, Michelle Trachtenberg, who died just last week.
Yeah.
She got knocked off the headlines by Gene Hackman.
Right. Nobody cared about her.
Also, Tony Roberts from Annie Hall, Linda Lavin, Alice.
Yeah, they left out Linda Lavin.
They left out.
She's more TV.
They left out Olivia Hussey from Romeo and Juliet. They left out Martin Mull. They left out
Martin Mull.
Morgan Spurlock from Super Size Me.
Nobody cares about Morgan Spurlock, but Martin Mull.
Yeah.
I think did Spurlock win an Oscar though?
Yeah, he won for
best
Super
documentary.
Size Me, right?
Well, then you can't say who cares about that. If you won an Oscar at the Oscars, that should count.
The big winner, of course, everybody knows, was Honora, the story of a sex worker who marries the son of a Russian oligarch. It won 5 Oscars, including Best Picture, and the auteur, the man behind the movie, Sean Baker, he won for
R2D2.
He won for producing, directing, editing, and writing. So he's the first person in history to win 4 Oscars for the same movie.
Dude, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, and they made it for $6 million. And so the studio behind it, Neon, is the same indie distributor that had Parasite win Best Picture in 2020.
Dang.
So they're on a roll.
Man, it's crazy. Like, I saw this movie last week. So I saw this one. I saw Conclave. I saw Nickel Boys. I'd seen A Complete Unknown. I think I saw half of the Best Picture nominees.
Mm-hmm.
Honora was far and away my favorite.
Yeah, I think we're going to watch it tonight, the wife and I.
It is quite shocking.
Mm-hmm.
It's, like you said, it's about a New Jersey-born stripper who meets this kid in her club, and she speaks Russian because her grandmother was Russian, and this kid is Russian, and whoever runs the strip club knew that this guy had money and was like, "Don't you know Russian?" She's like, "Yeah, I do a little bit." It's like, "You go dance for him." And then this relationship starts, and I don't want to give away too much, but it goes incredibly sideways, incredibly quickly.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. And I thought for sure, 100% that this girl was Brooklyn born and raised or Manhattan born and raised.
Yeah, she's from L.A.
She's an L.A. kid. Her accent is so amazing. What are you, expert? And she was, I think, the girl that Brad Pitt picked up in Once Upon a Time in America. She was part of the Manson gang. So that's where this director, Sean Baker, saw her first.
Oh, I think he picked up Margaret Qualley. I think.
Oh, he did?
I think.
Well, then she was part of the gang.
Yeah, I think she was one of the Manson girls.
All right.
To date, now this is going to change because it just cleaned up and won 5 Oscars. But to date, Anora has only earned $40 million. Now, that's
only?
Well, I mean...
It made it for 6.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about relatively.
Right.
And so it's the lowest grossing Best Picture winner in history. But now that everybody's heard of it, it will certainly make up some
Dude, it's
some
a
dough.
really difficult watch. It's like there's
my mom is definitely not going to enjoy it.
No. There's so much crazy sex and drug use, and there's a lot but it's a comedy, it's a drama. I love the way it's shot. There's the comic relief in there are these 3 Russian guys that are part of the oligarch, the son's family, as hired as protection. They are so hilarious and so perfect for this movie. One of them was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, all of Russian, Ukrainian descent, something in that area, and they were great. It's a fun movie, man.
All right, let me hammer through the rest of the winners and non-winners. Actress in a leading role was Mickey Madison for Anora. She beat out Demi Moore. Mikey Madison. She beat out Demi Moore and Carla Sofia Gascon and Cynthia Erivo. All of those.
Zagari.
Not Zagari. Actor in a supporting role went to Kieran Culkin for Real Pain. Actress in a supporting role, Zoe Saldana for Amelia Perez. The losers of the night, Wicked, only came away with 2 awards, costume design and production design.
Yeah, I get it.
Amelia Perez, outside of the supporting actress for Zoe Saldana. El Mal from Amelia Perez won Best Original Song. And The Substance, all they won was makeup and hair.
Yeah.
And the Best Animated Feature Film, Flow, beat out Inside Out 2 and Wild Robot, among others. That was the one that was made by a team of Latvians, which led Conan to say, "Your move, Estonia."
Right, they're the first Latvians to ever win an Oscar. And looking at the camera like, what's next, Estonia? Or whatever.
And Adrian Brody won his 2nd Oscar for The Brutalist. And he is the most polarizing figure of the night because he spit his gum into his hand and threw it at his partner.
That was really
Georgina
weird.
Chapman. He was getting played off, and he told them, "I'm wrapping up. Please turn the music off. I've done this before. It's not my first rodeo. I'll be brief." And then he went on to talk for like 2 more minutes. As a matter of fact, Guinness World Records say the longest acceptance speech in history.
Did it go full 6?
Wow. Almost. It went 5 minutes, 40 seconds. The record holder was by Greer Garson from 1943, which was 5 minutes, 30 seconds.
What a waste of time. All right, we got to go, Dave. 3 minutes. Let's come back. Let's play some audio. Was he funny?
We have further reporting on whether or not the Oscars were better than the Stars game.
Well, there was lots of fun audio. That I certainly do know last night. I think for the first time, too, that they reran everything on Hulu. So if you had Hulu, you want to watch the Oscars.
It was live streamed on Hulu, but evidently there were a ton of technical difficulties.
But like for audio capturing, I just went back this morning and watched it on Hulu.
Yeah, but I'm just saying when it was live, a lot of people were having trouble. It was very much like the Tyson-Jake Paul fight.
Oh, yeah. Too many people. So... Again, I'm a Conan O'Brien apologist. I think he's brilliant. I think he's wickedly funny in a way that is so incredibly weird and always has been that it's endearing to my comedic sensibilities. I know it's not for everyone, but I loved it. I loved his monologue. You can even skip to he had a canned bit about it's him and there are 4 kids sitting in a movie theater, and this was the bit that he pitched to him. Cinema Stream. So,
what if I told you there's another way to stream movies in a building that's dedicated to streaming movies? Welcome to Cinema Streams. We took 800 smartphones, glued them all together, and made one giant smartphone. How do you hold it? You don't. The building holds it.
Wait, how do I start it?
We start the movie for you.
Holding her
Just
hands
sit
out.
back, relax, and enjoy a tub of unregulated substances. Cinema Streams.
Wait, isn't this just a movie theater?
Cinema Streams is a trademark of Conan O'Brien in partnership with the Sackler family and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Tell them Ronnie sent you.
It's really funny. Super bright. Only a minute long. I loved it. Thought it was awesome. I am so happy that the great Nick Offerman is now a part of this telecast.
Yeah.
Nick Offerman is the voice now of the Oscars. And so before, it was just some random voice guy that, you know, would be talking about tonight's is the first win for Sean Baker, or been nominated 3 times. And it's just, you know, like movie phone guy. Well, now that voice is Nick Offerman. And so there's something incredibly comforting. And also, Nick Offerman makes me laugh so hard at his tone, his cadence, his look.
Last year it was David Alan Grier who had the giant beard.
Yeah. Well, and Offerman did too. I wish they'd give this to Offerman a lifetime contract. Well, so Conan's up there trying to do his thing as host, and this is the interplay between he and the announcer, Nick Offerman.
Down to business. Let's get down to business. In a culture that's all about change, it's very inspiring.
This is Conan O'Brien's first time hosting the Oscars.
That is true. In a culture that is all about us.
A lot of pressure.
Not really. I've hosted a lot of shows, Emmy Awards, music awards. So.
Well, nothing this big.
Nick, do me a favor. Please stop interrupting, okay?
Okay, guy. Just trying to help.
All right, fine. The movies we honor tonight explore a theme.
A challenge this big coming so late in one's career must weigh on a man's soul.
That's enough. Just read the script I gave you.
He's one of the great comedians of our time, Conan O'Brien.
I love it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Coming so late in one's career, it must weigh on a man's soul.
Wow.
It's a good bit.
It is a good bit.
It's a very good bit. I thought that the line of the entire night, I'm going to play it because I don't even know how many people got it. I was crying laughing at this line because this has been a playlet of mine, and I think a lot of people from our generation.
Yeah, it's a go-to punchline.
It's a go-to punchline that I think he was just doing it for us because it literally is a punchline from 1985. This is it's labeled, I believe, the electric one. Okay.
Makes no sense. Don't think about it. I love Oscar history. Here's a little Oscar history. In 1929, the very first Oscar was given to actor Emil Jannings for his performance in The Way of All Flesh. Yeah, and he won again for All Flesh 2, Electric Fleshaloo. So, mistake. Down to business.
Do you guys know what that is in there?
The Electric Boogaloo. Sure.
Right, but do you know what movie that's from? Like the sequel of?
No.
Do you, Lando?
God, no, I don't.
Ham?
Is it Gilligan's Island?
All right, so the bit is, when we were kids, like 1985, there was a movie about breakdancing called Breakin'. And
not just any movie.
I don't think I saw it. I don't even remember. But I do remember that it made money and it cost $0 to make. And so instantly they greenlighted a sequel. And the sequel was Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. So then again, this is still in my vernacular.
Yeah.
If there's a sequel to any movie, Dune 2, I'm like, oh, Dune 2 Electric Boogaloo. You just add Electric Boogaloo to it, and it's 10 times funnier. And so...
just add water.
For him, play this again with that backdrop. To work this into my generation is hilarious.
Let's get down to business. Makes no sense. Don't think about it. I love Oscar history. Here's a little Oscar history. In 1929, the very first Oscar was given to actor Emil Jannings for his performance in The Way of All Flesh. Yeah, and he won again for All Flesh 2, Electric Fleshaloo. So, Mistake.
My wife came running in. They're like, "What are you laughing at?" I'm like, "You're not going to find this funny. You're just."
Was he immediately calling himself out? Mistake.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, only Corby got this.
Electric fleshaloo. Again, he takes chances. He's weird.
Can we play the firefighters?
Yeah. So they got the LA firefighters to come out there and talk to the crowd, for some of them saving multiple houses. So they've got like 10 firefighters out there, men and women, fire chiefs, fire executives, if you will. And so Conan was out there thanking them and being incredibly sincere. And then it was their time to talk. And I thought this was so ballsy of this show to allow them to not only speak, but to do bits.
Take it away, LAFD Captain Eric Scott.
Well, our hearts go out to all of those who have lost their homes. And I'm talking about the producers of Joker 2.
They pan to the crowd, they're like, what?
Damn, best delivery of the night. All right. Next up, Los Angeles Fire Department pilot Jonath Johnson.
To play Bob Dylan, Timothy Chalamet learned how to sing. In fact, his singing was so good, he almost lost the part.
Good line.
Great line.
And finally, Pasadena Fire Department Captain Jody Slicker.
It's great to be back with Conan. Usually when he calls, he's stuck in a tree.
Okay. It's happened twice. Thank you to our greater Los Angeles firefighters. Thank you.
But it was cool getting them out there, and it was a very nice gesture to let them all go out there and speak. But yeah, ballsy to have them do it. So Mick Jagger comes pouncing out on the stage, unbeknownst to anyone, and Mick not only did a great job, but he introduced a guy that I want to get on the air here very, very soon. Take it away, Mick.
You're so kind. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. That's very kind of you. My goodness. I'm greatly honored to be invited to give this award for the best original song tonight. And much as I love doing it, I wasn't the first choice to give this award out. The producers really wanted Bob Dylan to do this. Bob didn't want to do it because he said the best songs this year were obviously in the movie A Complete Unknown. Bob said, "You should find somebody younger." I said, "Okay, I'm younger. I'm younger than Bob, I'll do it." So here I am. And here are the nominees for the best original song in their own words.
Try. So this is Like a Bird. It's a song about longing to ascend, but there's doubt there.
I'll give you my word. I pray these broken bones with you.
Greg, the director, was really into just supporting whatever our vision was. He let us really paint on this canvas and do whatever, and he also had some amazing ideas.
So that is Abraham Alexander, who is a local kid he won the Golden Globe for Best Song for Like a Bird in the Sing Sing movie. And his story is crazy amazing of how he ended up in music. Again, a Fort Worth kid, friends with Leon Bridges, who kind of got him started in that direction, but he was an elite soccer player that ditched soccer because of an injury and ended up picking up a guitar because he was depressed. I think his family's from Africa. I mean, it's a crazy, crazy story of this kid and his rise to this point right now, and his voice is awesome. But we would love to have that kid on if we can at some point. But
offer him the podium.
We can offer him the podium indeed. And then, let's see, Kieran Culkin. Kieran Culkin was just perfect. There's no other way to say it.
Yeah, if Adrian Brody was the worst speech of the night, this was the best
Karen,
speech of the night.
I could listen to this over and over.
It's just been a part of what I do, so I felt like this was never my trajectory, but however I got here, I know that Emily Gerson-Sains, my manager of 30 years, is because of you. Thank you for being there, I lean on you for everything, so please don't go anywhere. I'd be completely lost without you. I love you. And the movie, Jesse Eisenberg. Thank you for this movie. You're a genius. I would never say that to your face. I'm never saying it again, so soak it up. Thank you for this movie. Thank you, Searchlight, Topic Studios, M. Dave and Alley at Fruit Tree. I'm going to speed this up because I don't want Lithgow to get disappointed and give the look. You look fine right now. I should thank my mom and Steve for trying to raise me. You're really good people. You gave it your best shot. I love you, Mom. I love you, Jazz. I have to thank my wife, Jazz, for absolutely everything, for giving me my favorite people in the world. Please don't play the music, because I want to tell a really quick story about Jazz. About a year ago, I was on a stage like this, and I very stupidly, publicly said that I want a third kid from her, because she said if I won the award, she would give me the kid. It turns out she said that because she didn't think I was going to win. And people came up to her and were like, really annoying her. I think it got to her. But anyway, after the show, we're walking through a parking lot. She's holding the Emmy. We're trying to find our car. Emily, you were there, so you're a witness. And she goes, "Oh, God, I did say that. I guess I owe you a third kid." And I turned to her and I said, "Really, I want 4. And she turned to me. I swear to God this happened. It was just over a year ago. She said, "I will give you 4 when you win an Oscar." I held my hand out. She shook it, and I have not brought it up once until just now. You remember that, honey? You do? Okay. Then I just have this to say to you, Jazz. Love of my life, ye of little faith. No pressure. I love you. I'm really sorry I did this again. And let's get cracking on those kids. What do you say? I love you. I love you, Zissou and Booba. I love you, 52.
Very likable. Everything about him. Like you said, the Adrian Brody,
right,
who just was a total bore and a drag
just
down
a
and all
douche.
that. And Zoe Saldana won for Best Actress, and her speech
supporting.
Supporting. Yeah, Mikey Madison won for Best Actress, but Zoe's speech was also very emotional. And I think that I love people that get up there and just kind of go off the cuff and laugh at their own fame. You know?
Because she's the daughter of Dominican and Puerto Rican immigrants.
Yeah,
so
and it's the first Dominican with any Dominican blood to ever win, or I guess direct descendants to win an Oscar. So that was a big deal. Okay, well that's all we got.
Oh, and
you want the main joke, the big joke?
Well, I was just going to say Kieran Culkin mentioned John Lithgow.
Yeah,
and that was one of the bits early that Conan said, instead of just playing you off, if you're going too long on your speech, we'll just cut to John Lithgow looking disappointed.
Yes, and he had this really goofy look on his face. We can't let Drake go, can we, Conan?
Well, we're halfway through the show, which means it's time for Kendrick Lamar to come out and call Drake a pedophile. Don't worry, I'm lawyered up.
God, dudes.
He doesn't care.
All right, we've been looking forward to this now for a week. So our board op, Matt Birmingham, it's been documented on this very program and very airwaves that Matt is peculiar in many ways. Eating is the thing that comes to mind first. Lando, I would like for you to come in here and grab yourself a brat before we do this taste test. Because, as we know, Ham's incredibly picky when it comes to food. You've been this way since you were a little kid, right? Your parents struggled
mightily, yes.
It was very difficult to get you to eat anything.
Anything.
And that continued on. Most people's palates change at a certain time when they're in their teens, late teens, early 20s, whatever it is, and they start trying things. They're like, oh, okay, I feel like an idiot that I never tried these things. Well, Ham is stuck to his guns. Ham has, as he's looking at Lando, pour sauerkraut all over his broad. Ham is stuck to his guns. He still is that same little kid on the inside that doesn't like to try new things. Is that fair? A fair assessment?
Yes. I know just by looking at things, I won't like it, so therefore I won't try it.
Right. And your brain is so sheltered when it comes to certain foods that you thought that cauliflower was what?
White broccoli.
White broccoli.
Which he furrowed his brow and was like, what is that?
Which is
He's not wrong.
which is my rap name.
Yeah.
So, Deej put together a list of some of the great hamisms that I think would set the tone for just what sort of guy we're talking about. DJ, what's on the list of the best hamisms to this point?
This is probably not a comprehensive list, but this is what we thought of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ham has never worn shorts. I've never seen his bare legs before.
Do you know the last time you had a pair of shorts on?
It might have been the pandemic. I got into grilling.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So
and I think I wore shorts when I made some steaks on the grill.
But you didn't leave your house in shorts?
I had the grill outside, so it never left my property wearing shorts.
But we've never seen you in shorts.
No. Not even my closest friends have seen me in shorts.
Does one have to marry you to see you in shorts?
She has, yeah.
Okay. But like you wouldn't go to any event in shorts, no matter how hot it was outside.
I will go to the beach in jeans. I'll go hiking in jeans, which I have done.
So stupid. Why? You
Why?
have the option.
Because jeans are comforting.
I bet your legs are very attractive, though. Give them a little sun.
Pass.
They're not now.
What else do we have, Deej?
Also we've never seen him use the restroom at work except to throw up. He does not urinate at work.
Yeah.
In 7-hour shifts.
Well, he only drinks water when he's sick.
Yeah, that's how Monty knows I'm sick, is because he sees me start drinking water.
Okay,
he knows
so
that we should contact Jay to run the board.
So, like, today, how much water have you consumed?
Honestly.
Not yet, but I will at home. I'll drink water before I go to bed.
I feel like garbage if I don't have some water with me.
And he doesn't look like a used turnip either. Like he looks normal, and he's super thin.
Yeah.
He just looks like a guy.
He looks like he probably takes care of himself, which is what's so frustrating.
Yeah, he has a decent complexion.
Yes. Which most people that don't drink any water, you can see it in their face.
Right. They look sickly like Lando.
He's neither bloated nor sullen in his face.
Right. Yeah.
What else?
I guess that kind of dovetails with we've seen him get physically ill twice at work after taking vitamins.
Yes.
He's tried to better himself.
His body rejects vitamins.
Yeah, in an effort to try to be healthier, I had capsule vitamins, and both of them just wrecked my system to where I can only eat gummies for nutrition.
Like Flintstone gummies.
What about you and the toothbrush in life?
I have gotten back on track ever since I told you guys that I hadn't done it in a while.
And what did that mean?
A while.
He would go like a week?
A week at a time.
A week?
Yeah.
Or a month?
A week. Now I do it daily.
Okay.
Now he does at 33.
It's crazy. Okay, but the number one thing beyond all those is the food consumption or lack thereof. And so we found out last week when we were doing a story about these kids throwing giant jars of sauerkraut through windows up in Plano. We immediately turned to Ham and asked him, knowing the answer, have you ever had sauerkraut? To which your answer was, what is sauerkraut?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what. I knew it was German.
Yeah, you're a linguist.
Context clues, but I have no idea what it looks like or anything.
So you go to the internet, you
what
type it in there.
What context clues were you able to pick up on?
Context clues, yes. Yes. And so we...
The crowd party.
Invariably, we want Ham to experience these things that he hasn't experienced before. And since you are a full-grown man, it's not too much to ask that you take a bite, whether it's of okra.
Which I learned was not fish.
Right, he thought okra was a fish.
Yeah, it was a vegetable, which is almost worse in his vernacular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you had a piece of fried okra, right?
Yeah.
And
did not care for it.
Didn't like it.
No.
Yeah, wasn't that good? Okay.
Will you ever have a piece of fried okra again in your life?
No.
Have you recently tried something new and then said, wow, amazing, I have now added that to my repertoire?
Uncrustables. Last week, Sean brought me an Uncrustable.
PB&J.
Yeah. Okay.
And the Nutella one, which is amazing.
Yes,
yeah,
so like chocolate.
It's chocolate and bread.
Sugar. Anything.
Okay.
So we can't believe he liked a chocolate sandwich. Wow, this really surprised me. This is good.
That's marketed to 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
I've never heard it referred to as a chocolate sandwich.
I've had 14 since last Tuesday.
You know what you might like is if you take a chocolate Uncrustable and then dust it with Nerds.
Or powdered sugar.
Yeah. All of these sound great.
What's your breakfast scene usually?
I usually skip breakfast to go straight to lunch.
Okay. We're right to the tendies.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you eat chicken tenders, a form of chicken sandwich, chicken tender every day?
Most days.
Some kind of fast food every day. Every day.
I'll switch it up. Lately, I've been going to Taco Bell to get their chili cheese Fritos. Or chili cheese burrito, and I put my own Fritos on it to make a Frito burrito.
Okay, well that's
a Frito burrito.
That sounds
which
like
they don't sell anymore.
It's out
borderline
there.
Healthy.
Right, yeah. Okay, so back to sauerkraut. So instantly we were talking about this. Carl Kubi, the impresario of Kubi's, the German restaurant right here in Dallas. It's been here for decades. That is legendary.
Anchor's Snyder Plaza, right there by SMU.
Yes. Legendary European market / German restaurant. It's so freaking good.
Yeah.
And widely known as having the best brat / sauerkraut that there is. Homemade sauerkraut. It's different types of brats, and Carl said, I'll bring you guys up whatever to make sure that Ham, when he does try it, he's not getting it from a grocery store. This is actually as good as you can get, if that makes any difference whatsoever. And you do know now that sauerkraut is what?
Not a fish.
Not a fish. It is, in fact, some form of cabbage that has been cured to taste a certain way.
Soured and crowded.
Soured and crowded, yes. And so you've had a bratwurst before in your life.
Yes.
Okay.
That used to be a 4th of July staple.
All right, so once a
Wow,
year.
okay, good. I was concerned you had not enjoyed a proper bratwurst.
No, I love bratwurst.
Okay. And you've had a bun.
And I've had bun before.
All right.
You don't particularly like mustard.
No, we regret to inform you there's no chocolate on this bun. Is that going to be okay?
Yeah. And you can't pour Dr. Pepper on it or anything like that.
Okay.
Now, Dave is going to make this.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Dave. Dave is going to take bun. He's going to take brat.
Kubi's bratwurst.
Yes. And, yeah, all of this is from Kubi's. And we told Ham that you have to take a man-sized... Hey, you don't want mustard. You don't have to do mustard.
Would you like some spicy mustard?
That's not part of the deal.
It adds to it.
Mustard is not part of the deal. No. It is sauerkraut.
All right, I'm going to put the kraut underneath the brat so he can't pick it off like a baby.
Okay. But put a proper amount of... Oh, yeah.
No, you're going to love this.
Yeah.
Although,
what if you do love it?
I could tell you I won't.
You don't know that.
Well, don't convince yourself.
Now,
keep an open mind and a willing heart.
All right. That's plenty. And now here's the deal. Here is the challenge, the Ham challenge. You have to take a man-sized bite, and you can't wash it back with your orange Fanta or your Bugles.
Okay, yeah, you
have to actually chew it and swallow it.
Is that how you hydrate with Orange Crush?
Just for now.
Okay.
It's one of... he's figured that, like, as a kid, I think he determined that this would dilute whatever taste his
Does your
parents
body
made.
think that that's water now after all these years?
Normally I would drink Dr. Pepper, but I don't want to taint Dr. Pepper with this if I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't want to associate it with
This is like an idiocracy with Brondo. This is his
great.
Brondo.
This is what I'm looking for here.
Okay, so there it is. It's one. You got a picture of it, DJ? I want to see it wonderfully decorated and Ham. Are you prepared?
I guess.
All right. Well, let's see it. Let's see Ham for the first time in his 33 years try sauerkraut. He's holding it up. He's looking
looks
at
like
it.
onions.
It's not onions. It's not onions.
Okay, just get in.
Big bite. Come on, man.
Open that pie
Dive
hole.
in. There he goes. Is he getting underneath it, Dave?
So hot.
Oh, he's covering his mouth.
Okay.
He's
Okay,
gagging.
gagging.
No,
He's
don't
gagging.
throw up. Don't throw up.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
You're not allowed to throw up, and don't put it in your hands.
Don't you let it fall out of your mouth.
You eat that. There's a little piece of kraut hanging off his lip.
Why we got the gag reflex.
I don't even know if he got that much kraut, honestly.
Come on. Work those teeth.
Chewing.
Work those teeth.
Oh, look at what a little kid he looks like. with his napkin all tucked into
Boy,
his shirt.
all the expressions of a kid in a high chair right now.
It is, totally.
Okay.
I don't think I got any kraut in that.
Are you serious?
I think I burped it back up.
You just want to go straight kraut?
Straight kraut, right
You put a little pinch between your teeth and gums.
Swallow that brat.
I took a big bite. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Was it good? Yeah, brat's great.
good.
Right? Yeah, of course. Anybody who doesn't like brats, we got to ask questions.
Dave, can you tell if he got any of the kraut that you put in there? None?
Yeah, because the angle he took was like at a 45-degree
My body just
at the
knows.
end. And because I wanted to hide the kraut from him,
What if we?
I don't think he got more than maybe a morsel.
What if we took the pinchers and just gave you a little pinch of the kraut now?
Just baby
Or do you
bird,
want
some
more
kraut?
brat? Do you want more brat?
I'll take another bite, but I'll make sure to get.
Okay, put the kraut on top, Dave. Put it on top so he can see it.
Yeah, there you go.
And
DJ's got
A little more than that.
We need you to face your kraut.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Now,
Can't miss that.
Now you don't have to have bun if you
Dave,
don't
take
want
a picture
to.
of that. I know he's videoing it, but still.
I can smell it.
You'll be fine. Okay.
All right, here you go.
Boy, look, his cheeks still have tons of
I
brat
still have
in
a ton of brat in my mouth.
No, it's okay. But now this is the real test.
them. We may have to recue the drum roll now. Start again.
Give me a minute. I'm a very slow eater.
But we're on live radio. Your little baby bird mouth.
Can I spit out this? Since it's all
Yes,
brat?
if you do a man-sized bite, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Damn it.
Mouth now available.
I better see kraut go in there.
Here we
He's
go.
holding a big bite. Oh!
And the bite has happened.
Oh, no! Don't spit it out! No! Eat it! No! Eat it! He's shaking his head. You have to swallow that. We're not. Yes, you do, Matt. No, no. He's gonna do. Don't throw it up. No. Chew it up and swallow it. No. Oh my God! Bless it. No.
Get that out of here. Go away.
Son of a bitch.
So bad. Bad. I don't even know what that was that came out of his mouth.
It wasn't sauerkraut because it was throw up. Oh. And I'm not chewing that.
All right, get that trash out of here. Oh, God. I just looked at it.
Why are you looking at it?
Don't play that.
Did you taste? Well, you had to taste a lot of it.
No. I don't like that.
No, it gets tough to tell. There's puke now all over the floor.
God.
Well, that didn't work as well as we thought it would, did it?
I don't like that. No way.
The size of bites that he took.
Ham, you just ruined our sauerkraut experiment.
You're unbelievable. Bob's already finished his.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Lando, have you taken? Have you eaten?
I think
yours
my
yet?
body just
I have
knows.
2 bites left, but after seeing that, gross.
It's unbelievable. Like, this is as good of a meal as you can get. And your body...
The bratwurst is good.
I know. You just couldn't handle the kraut.
No.
I don't know what to do.
It looked like he had a mouthful of chili that he then
It's like
spit out.
already, like his body processes it.
Disgusting.
It was so gross.
What a disappointment.
All right.
Well,
can I eat my bugles now?
Yes, eat your bugles.
Yeah. But get out of here. Take them out of here.
Dr. Pepper syrup coming out of his mouth.
We don't want to see you in here anymore. Did you take your trash can out of here? Is it gone?
DJ took it.
Yeah, he
oh,
took
my gosh.
Yeah, reset your palate with bugles.
That didn't work very well.
Well, we tried.
Get him some chocolate.
We
Do you have
tried.
chocolate-covered bugles? You idiot.
He's going to go in there and try and run the board with bugle fingers.
Oh, no.
He does it almost every
like
day.
a toddler.
Jay, would you like a delicious bratwurst from Kubi's?
100%.
Well, get your ass
The
in
vomit
here.
doesn't bother me.
No, me either. Get your ass in here and get one. All right, thank you very much. Ham?
Do you want me to try this straight?
Sauerkraut?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Do we have a spit up bucket handy?
I might need another.
No, I don't want to see you throw up anymore. No,
We want to see you win.
if you'll actually swallow it.
I think this was a win for me because I knew I wouldn't like it.
If you'll be a man for once.
I tried. You can't deny I tried.
No, you did. There's
but my
no
body
doubt.
rejected it immediately.
But it's like you called your shot. Like you knew you were going to do that. Open the tunnel. Open the tunnel.
Oh, there he goes. A bite of sauerkraut is going in. He's chewing.
Come on. Stop making that face. Now swallow. No, don't chase it. Come on.
Oh, this is bad.
Come on.
Oh, he swallowed.
Now show us your mouth.
Lift your tongue.
Wow.
You did it.
Okay.
You did it.
All right.
Man.
Wasn't pretty, but we got the runner home.
Unbelievable.
Jeez.
Man, that was a lot of work.
So disgusting.
Community Quick Hits, I guess, is next. I don't know.
Patreon.com/SportsGreek.
And here's Dave.
Thank you. Oh, my God. A lot to get to. Big weather on the way tonight. Around 3 a.m., severe weather is going to blow through the area. 100% chance of rain tomorrow. There is a risk of tornadoes, possible isolated large hail, wind gusts as high as 45 miles per hour. The wind advisory will take effect around 11 o'clock tonight and expire at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. So just be careful on your drive overnight or into the morning. Down at the Bubble Voice.
A little sausage voice there.
I got a little Kubi's voice. The Kay Bailey Hutchison Convention Center was hosting the NCAA All-Star National Championships. That's competitive cheer over the weekend.
Damnedest story, man.
Yeah, and so on Saturday, there was a panic because there was a loud bang, and people thought that there was an active shooter, and so they stampeded the exits. Multiple injuries during the chaos, and people were huddled outside because they just dropped everything.
And it was because parents were fighting.
Yeah. So people were huddled outside waiting for the all clear to go back in and get their belongings and find out when the competition was going to resume. They ended up resuming yesterday. But yes, no active shooter. It was all because two parents started to fight, and when they scuffled, they knocked over a couple of those poles that were like crowd control barriers.
Yeah.
And they knocked those over, and that's what everybody heard that they thought were gunshots. So it's just two
cheerleading parents?
Two cheerleader parents having a beef with one another.
What are you fighting over?
A little bit.
Cheer.
A little bit more serious of an incident from this afternoon. This is breaking news and extremely sad news, but evidently this is a well-known and well-respected and well-loved member of the Fort Worth community. There was a shooting at a car wash in Forest Hill this afternoon, and details are scarce. Forest Hill Fire Department has confirmed that there was an incident. Forest Hill Police have not given any information as of yet. So the only information is from the victim's family to NBC5 reporters. But a local rapper known as Lil Ronnie Smith, he was at Slappy's Express Car Wash on Forest Hill Drive earlier today with his 5-year-old daughter who had just celebrated her birthday yesterday. And someone drove up and opened fire and killed both of them. He was cleaning his car when he and his daughter were gunned down, and people who spoke to NBC5 said he was a good person who loved his kids and didn't bother anyone. And these are the third and fourth murders in Forest Hill in recent days. Not sure if those are connected to the previous incident, if this is random violence, if he was targeted for some reason, but really, really sad story.
Wow. So he's well known in those circles.
Yeah, evidently Bob's son tweeted him or texted you.
Yeah.
Because he was aware of this guy's work.
Yeah, he apparently is familiar with Lil Ronnie, and we offer condolences to the family and friends of Lil Ronnie, and Poor little Ronnie's daughter.
Yeah, we will obviously have more updates tomorrow and hopefully arrests.
So someone was targeting him, surely not aware that that little kid was there. God.
Yeah, awful.
I will always say as an old that if on one's Instagram they are always holding giant stacks of cash, I believe that makes you more of a target out in the wild.
But there wasn't a robbery associated with it.
Yeah,
at least as far as we know.
I'm just trying to make sense of the what appears to be senseless situation, but I always get very concerned when it looks like you're literally holding $25K in your hands in your latest post. Now the post is several months old, so I am an old here, but I did go to Lil Ronnie on the gram to see what's up, and
just holding like giant Breaking Bad stacks of cash,
like bricks of money.
Did he immediately go take it to the ATM and deposit it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's senseless, Dave.
It is.
We here at the Hardline would like to take a hard stance against senseless violence in our city.
I think you speak for all of us, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the Texas Senate is back in session down in Austin, and they began discussion today on Senate Bill 3. Now, Senate Bill 3 would ban all consumable products in Texas containing THC. In 2019, there was a law that was passed that allowed for the commercialization of hemp, which includes products with THC levels under 3%. And we had this story last year, I believe, towards the end of last year, about some independent reporters and other agencies going to head shops, smoke shops, and picking up gummies and edibles and vape pens that are legal under this hemp law, but that did have way more than 3% THC.
Right.
So this Senate Bill 3 is going to just ban it all. Ban everything. And it will also make possessing products with any kind of THC punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of $4,000.
Well, I thought that we were decriminalizing pot in general if you did have it.
Well, those are on like city or county levels, and this is statewide. So the state is trying to crack down on all THC, and they are, again, discussing it beginning today. It has to get through committee, then the full Senate, then the House, then the governor. But we all kind of know which way things will probably go.
Here?
Yes.
Oh, I know exactly which. We're going in the wrong direction.
So, and all the owners of smoke shops and tobacco stores and all of those places that sell this stuff that is currently legal, it's not exactly regulated, but they're trying to talk to senators and saying, okay, well, let's fix the problem. The answer isn't just ban everything. The answer is let's figure out how to fix the system. But, that's just the way things go. It's just the way things go. And speaking of our state government, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick waded into it again over the weekend as he took to X, Twitter, and declared that New York Strip should now be called Texas Strip, the steak. The cut of steak that's very common in pretty much every restaurant you go to. It's the short loin with the tenderloin portion of the short loin removed. So it's just what's remaining of the short loin, and that's called the New York Strip. And it goes back to Delmonico's in New York City. They named it the New York Strip like 200 years ago, much like the Gulf of Mexico was named 400 years ago.
Right.
But speaking of Gulf of America, Dan Patrick is now emboldened. He got the idea, like, we can just rename things now.
Sure, why not?
And so he said, just because a New York restaurant named Texas Beef a New York Strip in the 19th century doesn't mean we need to keep doing that. Liberal New York shouldn't get the credit
my God.
for our hardworking ranchers.
Oh, my God.
We promote the Texas brand on everything made or grown in Texas because it benefits our economy and our jobs. And so he wants everyone, restaurants, grocery stores, everyone to start changing the name to a Texas strip. And he says after the session ends this summer, I might take a short cruise across the Gulf of America and have a juicy, medium rare Texas strip.
Right, guys? Right, guys?
Seriously.
You hear what I'm saying, guys? You agree? Who? High five if you agree.
Cares? Oh my God, this is so stupid.
But you can't have a THC gummy.